ones who help make sure everyone makes it home safe. For the safety-minded who watch everyone's backs, Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry, as well as safety assessments and training to keep your facilities safe and your people safer. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Give back to Arizona and be part of something bigger than yourself. When you sign up for AmeriCorps, you open a door to make a difference. Serve as a teacher, protect nature, support veterans, or help where your passion lies. Part-time or full-time, student or senior, AmeriCorps is for everyone. Sign up at serve.az.gov. That's serve.az.gov. This message is sponsored by the Arizona Governor's Office of Youth, Faith, and Family.
What if I told you there's a firm that will create a customized portfolio and financial plan for you and offer a 100% satisfaction guarantee? Think it doesn't exist? Think again.
Hi, I'm Mo Ansari, president of Compact Asset Management. When you start a new relationship with Compact, we'll create your customized investment portfolio and financial plan dedicated to help you reach your goals. Try us out for a year. If you're not happy for any reason, you'll get all of the management and maintenance fee that you paid refunded. This is our 100% satisfaction guarantee.
Call Compact Asset Management at 800-388-9700 to find out more. That's 800-388-9700. Satisfaction guarantee doesn't apply to fees and commissions charged by third parties for such things as insurance products or mutual fund redemptions. It also doesn't apply to any market losses which might occur in an account. For additional information regarding this guarantee, please see the disclosure brochure available at the time you enroll or upon request.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor. Funds custodian, Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services, member FINRA SIPC.
As we plan for our retirement, there are 4 questions we need to ask ourselves or our retirement planning advisor. How much? How long? How safe? And what cost? Let's start with how much. That is, how much income we think we'll need each and every year for the rest of our lives, including all the activities we want to enjoy during our retirement, like travel, recreation, and entertainment. Plus the cost of housing, including repair and maintenance, taxes, insurance, and utilities, as well as the cost of healthcare, including expenses not covered by Medicare.
Enjoy safe, secure lifetime income of 5 to 9% for life, depending on age and deferral period, with no fee deductions and no annuitizing. Guarantees rely on the financial strength of the insurer, so let's compare free in Scottsdale. For more, visit iqannuity.com, iqannuity.com, iqannuity.com.
Will Shakespeare here. Back in my day, I invented over 1,700 slang words like swagger, bedazzled, and my personal favorite, besmirch. But even I have trouble understanding slang words like yeet or bougie or
this is fire.
Actually, it is extremely smooth Shakespeare vodka.
Okay, boomer.
See what I mean? But there is one word that describes the pure quadruple distilled spirit crafted from an 8th century Polish recipe the first time you try it.
So lit.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Shakespeare vodka. So lit.
KQFN AM Tempe, K257 CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM, K240 EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM. Listen to Jim Rome and the Jungle, weekday mid-mornings on 1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic, live from the Harmon Solar Studios.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody. It's Wednesday here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. Our air is actually kind of clean.
You smell that, Jeffrey?
Did you do that again?
The air
Open
is
the damn door.
a little sweeter today.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about you just farted.
Lunch tasted a little better.
Well, the Canadian smoke ain't reaching us here, so we're okay.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. Water was a little purer today. The coffee tasted a little better today. You know why?
Easy.
You know why, Jeffco?
Easy.
Because we, Arizona Diamondbacks, sit at the pinnacle of the NL West, a game ahead of the Blue Dodgers.
That is true, but it came at a cost to because
Keon's willing.
Washington Nationals
He's
were
willing.
up on the Diamondbacks,
Look.
and then the Diamondbacks remembered, oh, wait, you're the Washington Nationals, and shelled them.
Look, Keon's willing to take one for the team.
I am. And by the way, I saw it coming. I mean, they were up 4-1.
I mean, it felt good.
He did say it was going to happen.
And because if you think that the Diamondbacks bullpen is bad, dear Lord,
yeah, it's
I can find you a
Yes.
worse one, and it's in Washington.
Snakes bullpen's pretty bad.
It's bad, but Washington's got one where there's just no guy. There's nobody there.
But see, I saw you grin. I saw you happy when the Nationals were up on the Diamondbacks. He tried to keep it to himself, but he's just like, he looked up, he was like,
Well, yeah, they're competitive
I know.
In a way that I didn't expect them to be. They are 4 games behind the Phillies for not being at the bottom of the division.
so this got to hurt a little.
You know who it
that-
hurts. You know who it hurts.
Oh, I know who
Doesn't-
it hurts.
I hope the Phillies tumble down the stairs. That's all I can hope for there. And then the fact that it who it really hurts.
Mhm.
Well,
Yeah.
We don't have a song for this for Dodger failure. We don't have a song for that yet.
We need a Dodger failure song.
Hey, Fish Tank, we're going to need a Dodger failure song. Although I don't know if I want it yet.
And after
I don't want to
tonight,
jinx it.
tonight is game 62 of a season of 162 games.
Mhm.
So it's just 100 games left.
Just
100 games left.
anything could happen.
I know that. I am aware of that. I'm a Diamondbacks fan.
I don't want to jinx anything that's going on, but it feels nice. I think that might be why Ralph doesn't return phone calls right now.
Birds sing a little louder.
Sure they do. Sure they do.
Sun's a little more bright.
Isn't that nice?
Grass is a little greener.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean,
feels good.
lunch tasted exquisite, and not just
Well,
because you bought lunch,
Because I paid for it.
but it is because the Diamondbacks are in first place in the NL West.
Yeah, which I'm thrilled about. I am thrilled about.
Yeah.
And, again, if you look at the standings, it doesn't look that impressive. I mean, it's impressive because, it's fun to have that to crow over Ralph and the Dodgers on.
I'm not even worried
But
about that.
when you see that they are 1 game back, it's not safe.
I don't even care that Ralph is a Dodger fan and I get to give him the business. I don't even care about that. I don't care about that. My Diamondbacks are in first place today.
But aren't you the guy who says don't get too happy till after the All-Star break?
I won't get too happy. I'm just right. I'm just let me have this, Jeffrey.
You can have this because I'm having it too, man. I'm having it too.
I'm riding the wave.
We don't have the same football team, but we have the same basketball team, the same baseball team, and the same hockey team. I'm with you. I'm just saying, you know how I am as a Colts fan.
I know.
The same way I'm going to be as a Diamondbacks fan.
I know.
This is nice, but I'm not comfortable yet.
Cautiously optimistic.
If we get 5 games ahead of the Dodgers, I'll feel better. 10 games ahead of the Dodgers, I'm going to start waving my butt in the camera for Ralph to see every single time.
which is the only way you can insult him because he'll never come back if they end up 10 games behind.
I can't even get him on the phone now.
He's just suddenly busy with Harmon Solar.
Yeah.
So damn busy.
Just all of a sudden,
I think
it's the
he-
slowest time of the year.
I think he knows what's going on.
So, listen, that is great, and we're all thrilled, but that's not even the biggest news
No,
right now.
it's
It
not.
broke just before we came on air, and remember we were talking yesterday about, we won't know what the Suns do. I'm like, I wonder if it's going to be, by the trade deadline. Is it going to be when as soon as free agency hits? What are we going to know what their plans are?
Mm-hmm.
Ishbia is not screwing around.
No,
they're not even waiting, ladies and gentlemen. The Suns have announced they are waiving Chris Paul.
Bye.
He is now a free agent.
Bye, Chris.
And you're going to hand him a nice check to walk out the door.
Yeah, but
I mean, how does that affect the cap, the dead money, all that stuff? I don't know the details as this is just broke. They still got to pay him what they were going to pay him anyway, right?
Well, yeah, but the thing is, it wasn't fully guaranteed this season. So
they don't have to pay him nothing.
Not nothing. It was part of it. So it was 50% of it.
So he gets a parting gift.
Yeah, he was set to make about 30 mil.
Oh, boo-hoo. He only gets 15 now?
Yeah, he's going to get the 15, which no one should feel bad for Chris Paul. But what I'm saying is the 15 mil now is 15 mil in extra cap that the Suns now have to play with, which tells me that Matt Ishbia is willing to spend some money when the free agency deadline comes around. I mean,
that's the question on who.
Yeah.
If they keep DeAndre Ayton, who are they going to get? What are they looking for? What do they need?
Well, I mean, they've been meowing about, exactly. They've been meowing about DeAndre Ayton. I mean, do you think that maybe in the next few days He could be another casualty.
Could be. I mean, we thought we'd have to wait a while, but maybe not.
That's a little less likely just because of the amount of money that Ayton
It's a massive amount of money.
is guaranteed. You wouldn't
Yeah.
want that in dead cap, but 15 mil is something you could live with if you were going to get 15 million more in space.
I'm kind of, I know it's a business and I know it's the Suns and I know it's CP3, but I'm kind of sad. Kind of
Yeah.
sad about that.
It's I don't feel the same sadness I felt when Monty left. That Chris Paul was a gun for hire, and that gun is old, and that gun is occasionally falls apart when you need it.
I knew that, and it was bittersweet about Monty. I kind of felt like the Monty move was going to happen. It was inevitable, and I think I'd put that down on a piece of paper. But I didn't see Chris Paul going away. I'll be honest with you.
Well,
And
the
it's
question
kinda
is,
sad.
where will he go, or maybe he'll retire? Who knows? I mean, how's his groin? That's not a question I generally like to ask about a person, if I'm honest.
That's fair.
Yeah. So, I don't know what happens next for Chris Paul, but as Keon said, yeah, they still got to pay him 15, but now they've cleared 15. So
Yeah.
what is the cap they have left? What are they looking for? Who are they going to go after? What are they missing right now? If you can reactivate DeAndre Ayton and he works for you, okay, great. So then what is the other focus going to be? Another point guard, of course. You're going to need some point guards, right? So who's going to be available? What I would love to know what the Suns are thinking. Now, if they do trade DeAndre Ayton, that could be an interesting deal that could include a point guard, maybe not a center for center deal, but here comes DeAndre Ayton over there. We get some really great players, not centers, but players.
Yeah, you can get some great players. For instance, I know that the Mavs are interested in trading their number 10 pick, so there's something maybe even there. And then of course you've got some guys in free agency that you might be able to replace DeAndre Ayton with. Porzingis is probably going to be a free agent with Washington. Nikola Vucevic is going to probably be available. So there's going to be
who?
Nikola Vucevic. He was with the Bulls last season.
Vucevic?
Yeah.
Did I say it right? Vucevic?
Vucevic.
Vucevic.
VUCIC, I think it is.
I've never heard that name before.
Really?
Vucevic.
Yeah,
Vucevic. He's more of a power forward that can shoot threes, but he's a good defender.
Vucevic.
Yeah, I think that.
How do you spell that?
VUVI
Vucevic?
CIC, something like that.
Yeah.
Did I say it right? Vucevic.
Yeah.
I need to see what that looks like. Somebody should type that to the text line so I know what it's supposed to be. Go ahead. So now I'm distracted though. Now you brought up Vucevic, Keon.
I'm just saying, as a person, you could probably, if you trade DeAndre Ayton for a point guard or guards, multiple, just to get some depth and stuff like that too. Then there are guys in free agency to go after to try and replace what you had in DeAndre Ayton. If you don't trade center for center.
What if Blissful Hayes has an idea? What if you traded DeAndre Ayton for Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson?
Wouldn't that be funny?
I think amazing.
I don't think the Nets would ever do it because they like those guys.
Yeah.
The way that they closed out the end of the season.
That's their future.
Yeah, they saw something in Bridges where they were like, we're going to try and build around this dude.
No, it's a good idea.
So
good idea, Blissful Hayes.
But yeah, no, I like the idea.
Keon thinks we should get the Vooch. Can I call him the Vooch?
The Vooch.
Oh, here we go. Fifth letter of the spelling. Nikola, VUVHCHELKGNHRKIEBDLGIGWV. Vucevic.
But you missed that little squiggly line over one of those letters somewhere.
What do they call it when
it's that little
tilde?
That little half
tilde.
U.
Yeah,
Oh, I don't know what they got. That's the uvula.
Yeah, tilde.
Or the
I think it's
vulva. I don't know.
The tilde.
I don't even know anymore. So Vooch. By the way, that just has distracted me. Something has been bothering me. I saw a story, and it's going to be a thing where, later on we'll talk about, cautionary tales and man talk. But here, have you ever heard the term gooch grease?
Goose grease?
No, gooch grease.
No, not gooch.
Not vooch, not goose, gooch.
Can't say that I have.
I have heard of great gobs of goose grease.
Brace yourself because I had never heard this either, and now I've had to hear it. And I guess the term gooch grease was on the news in Houston, and they did like a full 7-minute segment on this. And here's what it is. Gooch grease is described as the culmination of lint, sweat, and other stuff that's hanging out around a guy's nether region at any given time.
Oh, no.
Gooch grease.
They could have called that something a little better.
I don't know why it's called gooch grease, but it's, I guess, That's not a new situation for men, but really, we need to name it. You just powder something up and go on with your life. We don't need to be talking about gooch grease. And men and women have dealt with this in the summer times, swamp ass, gooch grease, whatever you want to call it. And, it's when you can't keep things dry down there. I've never had that problem, mostly because we live in Arizona, I think, because it's nice and dry here and I stay in air conditioning. But I'm sure that the working man out there who really works for a living, they probably have, they've probably experienced some gooch grease. It's a hygiene issue. And, but here's the thing. You know what they're saying? They're saying you should do about the gooch grease. They say that desperate men who don't want to ruin their underwear have supposedly started wearing maxi pads down there to keep the problem in check.
Oh, no.
Yeah. That is a man card violation immediately. You get some talcum powder. Don't care if it causes cancer. Get the talcum powder. Some powder, anything. I don't know. Powder donuts. Do what you got to do. But that's a bad look when us men start putting maxi pads down there, unless they call them dude pads, like the dude wipes. Then okay, fine. But I guess, yeah. So if you see the term gooch grease trending, that's what that's about. So maybe not on the. I just can't imagine. No, don't do that.
Let's put a pin in that for a second. I just looked up what the cap space is for the Suns.
Okay.
11.3.
Then add 15 million to that.
No, that's with the 15 million, according to Sport Track, which already has CP3 being a free agent and estimating in the 15 whatever.
We can't get much with that.
It was 11.3, 11.397.
It's not a hard cap, so
that's true.
You can still go over, but
pay luxury
but
tax.
But the more you go over, the more the luxury tax you will pay. So it still makes sense to try and come back and kind of reset underneath the cap.
The won't stop Ishbia, but
the cap 2 luxury tax is 11.397. Once you go that, then you're over the tax threshold.
It's going to take a lot of gooch grease to get this deal done.
Oh boy,
whatever that deal is, I don't know what it is.
Oh boy,
I don't know.
I wonder if Ishbia has gooch grease.
Never. No, not.
I think
once.
James Jones does.
I just think that if you have that much money, you should never have any.
DeAndre must have gooch grease though.
No, he hadn't worked hard enough for that.
No, that's true.
Pinocchio says anti-monkey butt powder works like a dream. Is that a real thing?
Oh yeah.
See, there you go. There's a man solution.
I've used that before. Anti-monkey butt.
Skip the maxi pads and use the anti-monkey butt powder. We should probably do an ad for that. King Kitten says, yeah, Gold Bond medicated powder, Gold Bond regular powder. How about the medicated lotion in the green bottle there for the Gold Bond? And hey, how about you take a shower when you poop? Okay, slow down there, King of Kittens.
So every time you poo, you take a shower?
That's too much poop. That's too much showering. Too much showering. Yeah, I mean,
I've never heard of every time you take a poo, you take a shower.
Yeah, way to go, Jason Bateman. I'm not with you on this one. I can't just be stopping life to take a shower every time that happens. Wilbur says 2 days in a row, the hair on my backside is standing up. I don't know why.
Too much gooch grease.
I think you probably need to take a look at that gooch grease.
Yeah. Need some powder.
Yeah.
You might need to shower every time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Wilbur should. Wilbur probably should. But he's blind, so I know he's missing something down there. Yeah. Kyle G says, it feels crappy doing that to CP3. What, giving him $15 million to go away? What monsters they are.
Well, I mean, I know it's business, but I feel you. I'm kind of bittersweet. He came in and he helped this team kind of get, Monty came in, CP3 came in.
We need more.
And helped this team get out of the doldrums and turned around and become a relevant team.
Yeah.
Would you agree or disagree?
Yeah, he was good and he did a good job, but we see where he is now and where we want to be later.
Yeah, no.
So this is the right time.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. It's a little, I don't know.
Yeah.
Bittersweet.
Kyle G says, yeah, it feels crappy doing that to CP3, but it leaves room to pursue Markelle Fultz or maybe DeJounte Murray.
Who are really good players. And Markelle Fultz is somebody that the 76ers gave up on. And from what he's done in Orlando, you can see that they kind of gave up on him too quickly. And he's been able to make himself into somebody who's going to get paid. And maybe the Suns do it and have a legitimate, talented point guard running the position that, is young and healthy and durable also.
I feel like Fifth Letter, though, should get the text of the day for his spelling of Vucevic. What was it?
Vucevic.
Vucevic. Yeah, I think he should get text.
So that's text of the day?
Fifth Letter, you've got text of the day. For now. It's so early in the show.
I was just going to
really
say,
kind of
it's
early.
kind of early to be handing out texts of the day.
Well, if something else comes along better, we'll give it to them.
All right.
So, yeah. Average Joe says it's a damn travesty that Messi is signing with Miami and the MLS wasn't your lead in.
It's soccer.
Yeah. Have you heard the show, Joe? Have
It's soccer.
you ever heard the show? Like truly listened to the show?
We don't talk soccer.
It's just Messi. Yeah, there's a guy with some billions, right?
Mm.
I want to look up his net worth. I want to know Messi's net worth. You know, I get it. We are uncultured swine who don't like soccer. Not interested. Sorry. Just not interested. Doesn't mean it's not the biggest sport on the planet. Doesn't mean anything. Just not interested. If I were forced to be interested, I could get interested. Not been forced. Radio Ron has not sat us down and said, God damn it, start talking about soccer. We talk about the football, the baseball, the basketball, the hockey. We talk about other things here and there when they pop up. I just don't care about soccer. If I'm forced to care about soccer, I'll care about soccer. Don't care about soccer. In fact, I don't even care what Keon is about to tell me about Lionel Messi.
He's got an estimated net worth of $620 million.
He ain't LeBron, but that ain't bad. Ain't bad. Good for him.
His salary $75 million.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Which that's the only thing that I feel like soccer's got up on.
It means nothing to me. Means nothing to me that they are overpaying these guys. I mean, listen, I know about soccer. Those dudes have great cardio. That's all I care about. Well, that you never see a fat soccer player out there, do you?
They do, and so do the hockey players. Hockey players and soccer players, I feel like, are very similar in their cardio.
And the hockey players, they don't go flying when somebody brushes by them. They can take a beating. There's fighting. Yeah. There's real injuries when they go down. There's no magic spray. There's no flopping in the hockey. So yeah, I'm sorry. I mean, if I'm ever told I have to care about soccer, two things will happen. I will either rethink my career path or I'll actually learn about soccer and care about it. Honestly, I don't have to. Silver Pops. Maybe we call it messy gooch grease. Yes, I bet Messi has some messy gooch grease. You are correct.
You after a game, probably. Because I mean, especially if you're playing in Miami.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, a lot of
gooch grease in Miami.
Wilbur says, didn't Charo invent gooch grease? Gucci.
No, that's just Gucci.
Mm-hmm. Fifth letter says Big George did not spell his name right. Agree to disagree, George. King Kitten says, in the morning, after your morning ritual, shower. At night, after a hot, sweaty, dirty day, shower. Yes, 2 showers every day for the dudes in Phoenix.
I don't have a problem with that.
No problem with that.
But every time you take a poo, I mean, sometimes, guys poo, more than twice a day.
Yeah. You never know what's going to happen.
You don't know, how your bowels are working today.
What if you have to, drop the kids off at the pool and work? Then what? You got to run home and take a shower? We have no shower here. Do I got to soak my rear end in the sink? Well, that'll be for some interesting HR meetings when people walk in. There's no lock on that door.
Oh, there's not?
There's no lock on the door.
I should probably stop then.
You should probably stop. Yeah.
Also, I will no longer be washing my hands in that particular bathroom.
I didn't say which one I use.
Oh, boy.
I use them both. 888-368-1580. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, let's keep talking some NBA, at least get back to it if we can. The Nuggets and the Heat, they're playing tonight. There's been a bunch of other things that have happened in the world of the NBA. We'll get on that. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's action update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Juice Reel, the betting intelligence tool that's making better bettors. Open the App Store and get your hands on Juice Reel. Start betting smarter. Juice, R-E-E-L. Juice Reel. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
Game 3 of the NBA Finals tonight in Miami as the Heat take on the Denver Nuggets, a series that is now tied up at a game apiece after Miami took Game 2 in Denver Sunday, 111-108, knocking down 17 three-pointers. Denver, a 2.5-point road favorite tonight, minus 142 on the money line. Miami plus 120 with an over-under of 214.5. Denver's Nikola Jokic, the betting favorite to score the first basket of the night, plus 460. Bam Adebayo plus 550, and Jimmy Butler also at plus 550. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
At Granger, we're for the ones who pay attention to every little detail, the ones who fuss, tinker, and sweat the small stuff. Because you know the tiniest thing can make the biggest difference when it comes to keeping business moving. We get it. We're the same way, offering access to product experts to help you quickly and easily find what you need. So whatever your industry, you know you're always getting professional grade products. Call, click Granger.com, or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
Seems like everything is going electric these days. Electric cars, electric trucks. But what you save on gas, you pay for with that electric bill. With all these things being plugged into your house, wouldn't it be nice to save up to 85% on your monthly electric bill? Well, you can do that with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Call Harmon Solar. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
80% of youth in Arizona don't drink, smoke, or use drugs. Want to know the reason why? It's you. Kids say not disappointing their parents is one of the main reasons they choose not to drink or use drugs. Visit talknowaz.com because while you might worry you aren't getting through, you are. Keep it up and stay up to date about the latest Arizona drug trends at talknowaz.com. This message is sponsored by the Substance Abuse Coalition Leaders of Arizona.
If you're hiring, it can feel like trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. Like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Now try ZipRecruiter free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/FREE.
What's up? It's a Target trend alert. New swim has just arrived and it's sunny weather approved.
If you're into bikinis or one pieces, high waists or cutouts, they're the perfect combo of trendy, flattering, and affordable.
That's right. And there are so many cool styles with gorgeous details. These suits have macrame, crochet, wood beads, pretty shells, and more. Totally a luxe for less vibe.
Yes, so dive in and shop this Target trend without the spend.
Now that the draft is in the books, it's that time of the season when the team gets together, to get acquainted.
Let's go. Practice time.
Summer means mini camps, OTAs, then it's on to preseason. Keep yourself tuned to the station with all the insight, updates, and breaking news when you need to know about the NFL offseason. Remember, if it's the NFL, we talk about it. Your home for NFL news, games, playoffs, and Super Bowl in the Valley. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Some unnamed texter. I don't know if it's a Suns bot or a actual new texter, so I'll give it a shot. 5625 says, so much for Chris Paul ending his career as a Phoenix Sun. You don't know that. He may make that decision. He's 38. Maybe he's going to say, you know what? Got a $15 million tip on my way out the door. And
he could sign a one-day contract.
Where?
Or he could just with Phoenix, or he could just retire as a Phoenix Sun.
He can retire right now.
Yeah, he can retire right now.
He could, but the reports are that he plans on continuing to play. So
money.
I mean, someone's going to pay him.
I mean,
I think that would be stupid of him to walk away from an opportunity where someone's going to give him cash.
If somebody's willing to take, who would not want Chris Paul as a leader on the team?
Yeah,
not your first
coach.
Line point guard, but
yeah, I mean, take a look at what's going on in Miami. Kyle Lowry can't play point guard anymore. Not as a starter, but he has value as a guy who has a lot of experience, who's been to an NBA Finals, has won a championship.
Assistant coach.
I mean, yeah, but if you still want to play, you can kind of do both. You can
I
be
don't know
that.
if he does.
I think Chris Paall.
Yeah, I think he enjoys playing, and I do believe he gave his all. I don't believe he ever did less than try. There's no indictment on his motivation and his effort, but he might just kind of look around going, you know what, I got a lot to give to this game, but it doesn't have to be on the court. I wouldn't be surprised if he retires.
I would be. just because of the reports that are out there, and because of
Maybe that's
Chris
just
Paul
how
is-
I feel right
and because I see Chris Paul as just being an incredible competitor.
now.
Maybe a little projection going
Yeah,
on.
maybe I'm just ready to retire. I've done enough.
Maybe.
But
Hey,
but
Radio
he's a
Ron, if you want to
competitor.
hand me 15 million out the door, we're good. We're good.
I think that'd be true for everyone.
Yeah, it's also true. Yeah. We're
Give
all
me half-
eyeballing retirement
He
now.
gives me half of that. I'll walk away.
I don't think I'm ready to retire, but if you say 15 mil, I might be. I mean,
Just saying.
You've got a long way to go. I don't have that many years left. I mean,
Well, no.
man, I could stretch out 15 mil.
All net worth.
yeah.
I mean, looking it up right now.
Chris Paul.
Yeah, my Google foo is not as fast. How rich is Chris Paul? He has $160 million.
That's just his playing stuff, right?
$160 million. I don't know. That's just what it says.
Because I can't believe that with all of the money he's made playing, plus just the amount of money he has to be making from State Farm, that's only
that's
on
going to
TV.
go away
All
now.
the endorsements.
Yeah, that'll go away, because he's not playing anymore. If he doesn't play anymore. So I don't know how much he's getting from State Farm. Right now, he has $160 million. And that is lottery money. If you or I have won that money, you may or may not hear from us again.
No, I can guarantee you won't hear from me again.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, I love you guys, but
Randy will be on a
Bye.
beach somewhere sipping a Mai Tai. That's
beach my ass.
I wouldn't even be mad.
Island.
So,
my bad.
Island he would own. So all right, Chris Paul. Who knows who do you think he would sign the one-day contract with? I don't know if it'd be the Suns. Who did he love that much? The Clippers, the Thunder? Who?
I mean,
there
could,
was like
could be New Orleans because they drafted him, and
yeah, but how long was he there? Like a minute.
no,
He was there longer on the Clippers and other places, right? I don't know. I really don't have the Chris Paul history right there on
but
my Rolodex.
I feel like that's irrelevant because I don't. Professional athletes, when they land on a team that it becomes their team for some reason, they have a real connection to it. Randy Johnson in the Arizona Diamondbacks, for example, he was drafted overall by the Montreal Expos. All right, he played his formative years in Seattle. Okay, and then he came to Arizona, kind of towards the end of his prime of his career.
Yeah,
he won 2 Cy Youngs here, but he grabbed onto Arizona as his team. That's how he went into the Hall of Fame as a Diamondback.
I don't think Chris Paul has grabbed onto the Phoenix Suns in the same way.
I don't know.
which is
It's okay.
maybe because I mean the team that he went to a finals with, and there's just not that many players of his caliber that have never made it to a finals, and he was in danger of having that be his legacy. I mean, sure, you'd love to win the ring, but to not even go is kind of a giant stain on, we're saying you're one of the greatest point guards of all time. Some people even say the greatest, and you never went. This is the team that went, and you had a chance to win it. I mean, that has to mean something.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what he does next, but it's not our problem anymore. The problem is going to be, what are you doing with DeAndre Ayton? And then what are you going to do with what's left of the cap? How are you going to make that bench better? How are you going to make this team better? Yeah, there's a missing piece now. And how are they going to fill it?
Yeah.
Don't know. 888-368-1580. King Kitten says, all right, NBA Finals Game 3. Okay, we're going to talk about that in a minute, King Kittens. We still got to finish up what's on the text line here. More importantly, Berg says, ketchup Doritos are trash. What are you talking about?
Wait, there are Doritos made out of ketchup?
Flavored. Ketchup flavored. I thought, Berg, I thought you'd love that. Well, maybe you should try the mustard flavored Doritos.
See, when I was a kid, my mom used to get the regular corn flavored, Doritos?
Yeah.
And I would, because for whatever reason, I decided ketchup with Doritos would be excellent.
You dip it.
And I would dip that.
Yeah.
And everybody used to think I was sick for doing that. I'll tell you what else was good. Fritos. You take the old Frito scoops, not the little mini ones, the big
I know
ones
what you're talking
with the ketchup. Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
But so
you may have a problem.
You're telling me that there's now Frito, ketchup
flavored Doritos.
Damn.
You should go find them. They're in the store. I guess just because Berg doesn't like them doesn't mean you won't like them. But Berg is a huge fan of ketchup.
Oh,
so
yeah, I know.
For him to say
Yeah.
he doesn't like it, I'm a little surprised, to be honest.
Wasn't yesterday the National Day of Ketchup or something?
I don't know. Scratch Me Because says, if men get gooch grease, does that mean women get... No, I'm not reading that. Gooch Grease covers both male and female. Nice try. Fifth letter says, I'd like to start off by thanking the whole Daily Blender crew for allowing me to text on the text line. I'd like to thank Radio Ron for having such a kick-ass afternoon show on his station. And last but not least, I'd like to thank Nikola Vuvicic for having a weird-ass name. Shot a whistle pig, please, Randy. Well, yeah, because he's very happy. You don't need an acceptance speech when we say you've had the text of the day. But
yeah, it's not necessary. But that was nice.
It was a good one, though. It was good. Let's see here. Kyle G says, wouldn't be surprised to see Chris Paul playing for either the Clippers or the Lakers next year. Two teams that could use a veteran point guard. I would say more likely Lakers.
Really?
Yeah.
After the kind of crap they went through this year with aged players?
Yep.
He's
cheap and they need a point guard over there.
and they need a point guard, and I don't know how much they're willing to pay D'Angelo Russell to be their point guard. He had a
Reeves is going bye-bye. He's going to get paid more than they can afford.
I think they're going to make Reeves a priority.
Out of what money, though? They're out of money.
I mean, if they've got to go over, they're doing it. I don't know how you let that
substantially over. We're talking. He could probably get $70 million, and then they could only pay him 50, something like that.
Well, I don't think he's going to get 70 mil a year.
Whatever it is, I remember seeing something where they would be about 20 million short of what he's probably going to command out there on the market.
I don't see how they don't figure that out. I don't care who you have to waive to make that happen, but you don't
have a seat.
You don't go on the run that they went on without him. So you can't let that dude leave. D'Angelo Russell's a little bit more replaceable. There were times where he wasn't particularly great.
You think they get rid of Schroeder?
He's a little cheaper. No, I don't think you have to.
No, okay.
I don't think you have to.
He's annoying.
Yes, he is.
Why? Why do you say that?
He's always annoyed me. Whenever he played the Suns, he annoys me.
What if he were on the Suns?
Oh, I'd love him. I think he'd be amazing.
Okay.
He's a scrappy guy.
Wilbur says, if Randy had $160 million, maybe out of the goodness of his heart, he'd have the fourth dimension over for a big old giant barbecue.
Maybe if I had 160 mil, maybe. Yeah. Okay.
See, he'd think about that. And then he'd be like, actually, no, here are some gift certificates to Texas Roadhouse. Bye. I'm off to the island.
Parting gifts.
Yeah. Here's a $5 gift certificate for you.
Yeah.
There's the $5.
You get a gift certificate. You get a gift. Yeah.
Big George says, did you guys hear how Chris Paul's daughter is getting harassed at school for her dad not winning a championship? Well, that's just dumb. Why do people do that? It has nothing to do with her.
Yeah, but kids are mean. It's kids that are doing it.
Kids are mean. You're right.
You know, she has her dad's $160 million to console her at night. That's what I'd be saying. King Kitten says, I bet old Izzy would have liked the ketchup Doritos. Yeah, you're probably right. But then again, maybe they taste like ass and nobody likes them. I don't know. You got to try them, Randy.
All right.
You got to try them.
I'll see if I can find them.
Blissful Hayes says there's no doubt Doritos owes Randy some royalties inventing that Doritos and ketchup chip thing.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Look, if DJ Khalid or whatever his name is could get on there with the Peter Pie, or not the Peter Pie, the the pizza, and say, "Don't fool yourself. I came up with that. That's mine. I did that." Well,
nobody cares.
I should do that with the Doritos.
Nobody's going to care.
That's mine. I came up with that.
Maybe people are going to care what he says. He's not going to get any money out of it. You can stand up and scream that all you want to. Nobody cares.
Don't fool yourself. That's mine.
All right, man. It's yours. I wish just screaming would actually work.
I'm going to somebody get on the phone with Frito-Lay immediately. I need to speak to the president.
The president of the Frito-Lay?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's mine.
All right.
I need some royalties immediately. This is my chance right here. All right, Kraken. I lost that lawsuit.
You did. You lost that bad.
I lost the lawsuit. I don't know if I told you. I lost the lawsuit to a lady in Indianapolis. She named her car Snowball.
Yep.
Now I have to change Miss Kim's car name from Snowball.
Who are you going to change it to?
I don't know.
Wiffle ball.
No.
Yeah. That was my first try.
I don't know. Raging Blizzard came to mind first, but Miss Kim doesn't
Cocaine
want it.
Bear.
Well, that's another one that came to mind too. Yeah.
That's
I
a cool
don't know.
car name.
Well, it's white, so
I got to have a win here somewhere. I mean, the Doritos owes me.
Flappy Mac says first flavor Doritos taco beer, Mr. Randy. Good to hear you, Radio Pal. Keon. Flappy Max is all over the damn road, but hiya, buddy. CK says, good afternoon, fellas. Weather Daddy. No, we're not calling him that. He's the Weather Hefe.
Weather Hefe. that's correct.
Beer me, please, says CK.
All right.
CP3 came out with a statement saying his daughter wasn't getting bullied. Well, then she should be. Somebody got to get on that. No, I'm kidding. Just kidding.
That's it. Somebody.
If you're listening to the show, there's probably a high probability you're an accomplished bully. I'm just by reading the text we get. I'm pretty sure. 888-368-1580. Speaking of bullying, I mean, I could see this in my own family. You know how it's like, well, we can make fun of each other, but nobody else out there better, or else there's going to be a fight, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Well, Kim Kardashian showed up on the TikTok wearing his T-shirt, and I'll show you a picture of the graphic there. It says the Kendall starting five has a picture of her surrounded by a bunch of basketball players that she has dated. And that is Blake Griffin, Ben Simmons, Devin Booker, and Jordan Clarkson and Kyle Kuzma. And who's not on there is D'Angelo Russell, because I think he dated her for a minute and a half too.
Know that.
And what about Chandler Parsons? So anyway, there's a starting team. There is a starting five and a bench for Kendall Jenner. Somebody has a type.
She likes the NBA. She likes the NBA a lot.
I bet she does.
I bet she doesn't know one damn rule. She doesn't. You sit next to her, she'd have no idea what was happening.
That crossover move gets to her every time.
I got to learn that. But so Kim, her sister, shows up wearing that T-shirt. I'm sure she's like, "What the hell?"
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny to me.
It's like
that's.
I mean, if I were Kendall Jenner, I'd be wearing a Chris Humphries shirt for a few weeks, and just for a good measure, throwing a Lamar Odom jersey to piss off Chloe. I think she might hurt you,
Chloe would get
I'll tear your arms off.
You look like a roast beef. Come here. I'm wanting to eat you.
So, I mean, that's this kind of low blow there for Kim Kardashian. Of course, now I've said the words, and I get the irony.
Yeah.
Anyway, 888-368-1580.
Doesn't Kim have like a run with rappers to show up with like a Kanye West Ray J shirt? That ought to hurt more, honestly.
Yeah, they tried to end the careers of many rappers and athletes. Old James Harden almost went down to the Kardashian curse there for a minute. So
a lot of good men went down on the Kardashians.
There is no girl in that family who can look at someone else and it's like they say those without sin throw the first stone. Those without sin in the Kardashian family throw the first hoe. Go ahead, call him a hoe, because that's what Kim's doing. She's calling her a hoe, and he's like, "You can't throw a hoe. You're a hoe. You're all hoes." Made the first hoe without hoe throw a hoe. You can't throw a hoe if you're a hoe. That should be like some pastor's sermon this Sunday.
I'm sure
I'm hungry for a
somewhere
ho-ho
in
now.
the state of Mississippi, a pastor has already preached that sermon.
Don't mention the speck in your sister's eye when you've got a penis in yours.
So, wow.
In the eye?
Well, right. Well, it's supposed to be the plank eye thing, but it's the penis eye.
Okay.
Never heard of that before.
Sometimes they miss. I don't know. 888-368-1580. We got
where that's supposed to go at all.
Bad aim.
Well, listen, I probably wouldn't last long as a pastor. When we come back, let's talk about tonight, Denver Nuggets, Miami Heat. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
If you're hiring, it can feel like trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. Like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Now try ZipRecruiter free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/FREE.
Greg Clark Automotive Specialists are proud of our U.S. men and women in uniform. We thank you and your families for the sacrifices you've made to defend our freedom. We pray for your safety in war and your safe return. And we honor those who've given their lives to fight terrorism. From Greg Clark Automotive Specialists at the corner of 19th and Bethany Hone Road in Phoenix, experience the Greg Clark difference. Call 602-246-2881. May God bless America.
If you're struggling, if you're lost, If you need someone to talk to, or if you're concerned about a loved one, call, text, or live chat the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. 988 crisis counselors are available 24/7 to listen and provide free, confidential support when you need it most.
Thank you for contacting 988. How can I help you today?
The first step to help and healing is 3 numbers away. When you reach out to 988, hope always answers. This message is sponsored by the Arizona Department of Health.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell and Cordell. Men, you fought hard for the role that you play in your children's lives. This Father's Day, Cordell and Cordell celebrates you the entire month of June. Join us every Friday for our live webinar series, Father's Fridays. There you will receive much useful information from our panel of speakers. To register, go to CordellCordell.com/Father's Day.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell and Cordell's Phoenix area attorneys. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only. CordellCordell.com.
What's up? It's a Target trend alert. New swim has just arrived and it's sunny weather approved.
If you're into bikinis or one pieces, high waists or cutouts, they're the perfect combo of trendy, flattering, and affordable.
That's right. And there are so many cool styles with gorgeous details. These suits have macrame, crochet, wood beads, pretty shells, and more. Totally a luxe for less vibe.
Yes, so dive in and shop this Target trend without the spend.
Seems like everything is going electric these days. Electric cars, electric trucks. But what you save on gas, you pay for with that electric bill. With all these things being plugged into your house, wouldn't it be nice to save up to 85% on your monthly electric bill? Well, you can do that with 0 down and no payments for 12 months. Call Harmon Solar. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
1580, The Fanatic.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. I feel like we should have a weather report here.
Really?
I feel like, there's going to be enough people asking for it. We might as well just get ahead of it. Find out if it's getting hotter, getting cooler. If there's more brush fire smoke heading our way, we don't have to worry about the Canadian smoke. We have our own. This state is going to be on fire. All that moisture we had over the winter.
Yeah.
This place is a tinderbox, man.
A lot of bush. A lot of bush here in Arizona.
Yeah. A lot of bush is going to be feeling it. You have to put a lot of hose on that bush. The firemen are going to have to come from everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
So, wait, what? It's time for weather. Here's Randy White.
Thank you, Jeff Cope from the 1580 The Fanatic Harvard Solar Weather Center here at 1580 The Fanatic. I'm meteorologist Randy White. The weather, Hefe.
Is there a gooch grease warning?
Yes, goose grease running crazy here in the state of Arizona. Mid-90s, upper 90s, all the way through the weekend. Then a cooling trend on Monday where it gets down to about 88 degrees.
Nice.
Mid-60s overnight low, so it's going to cool off nicely.
For a day.
No chance of rain anywhere. Sunset tonight at 7:36 p.m. And the wind currently out of the west southwest at 8 miles an hour. From the 1580 The Fanatic Harvard Solar Weather Center, this is the weather, Hefe. Back to you, Jeff Cope.
Thank you, Randy. And you can tell there's not a whole lot going on when he starts telling you what time the sun sets.
I am.
Yeah, that just shows you everything.
Well,
you know right
welcome
there.
to summertime in Arizona.
That damn thing gonna happen.
I mean, it's just hot
Hotter.
and miserable.
Yeah,
I mean, I could do the weather forecast in about 2 seconds. Hot and miserable. Back to you, Jeff Cope.
So are we looking at a mild summer then? It feels like maybe we are.
No, I feel like later on this month, second half of June, it's going to get stifling, and into July.
La 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 la.
By July 4th, it's going to be damn stifling here.
Not listening to
Convection
you.
oven.
La la la. It's gonna be a cool summer.
No, it's Cruel Summer by Bananarama.
I just took my fingers out of my ear. I don't
It's a
need
cruel
negativity in my life.
Cruel Summer.
I don't need your negativity right now.
Oh, wee.
Bananarama. That was the ugly one. It was the good looking one was the Bengals, right? That's Susanna Hoffs. She had that thing with her eyes. Yeah.
Who else was it? Bengals.
The Bengals was a bunch of uggos.
Yeah, but it was what's her name?
There's no name.
Vacations. All.
No, that's the Go-Go's. Belinda Carlisle.
Oh, that's the Go-Go's.
Yeah, the buffet molester. Belinda Carlisle. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Anyway, Blissful Hayes says they need to trim their bushes. I was driving through the Santan Valley and I look over and it's like, is that a field of wheat? And it wasn't. It was a field of weeds. And all it's going to take is some kid to
Cannabis
throw
company.
a match.
Cannabis company.
No, not that kind of weed.
Oh,
like just straight up, weeds. I thought if somebody threw one match, this thing would just be out of hand.
Be careful out there. Arizona's a bit of a tinderbox.
People are dirtbags. I think somebody's going to do this on purpose. So but I guess we shouldn't have talked about it on air.
Yeah.
Want to give these dirtbags any ideas?
We don't want any ideas floating around.
Flappy Mac says, Nugs and Heat. I'm not all over the place. Just a hit and run text so I can continue hearing you guys in the fourth dimension speak, as well as you guys. I see. So when you text, you can't hear us? It's odd.
Does his radio mute when he's texting?
Or he's got like some real crap phone that you can't text and listen to the app at the same time. Well, that's cool, Flat Max. That wasn't a dig or nothing. It was not a dig, not even a little bit.
Not at all.
He says, I just want to say, hey, ready for the Diamondbacks to see the 1-1 playoff answer.
What?
I don't know. He's all over the place.
1-1 playoff.
1-1 playoff answer.
What does that mean?
Did the Nationals win anything against the?
No,
they just started. So.
Yeah, they only played the one game, I think.
They haven't even started. Still the pregame.
Did I mention Flappy Max kind of all over the place? Okay. Big George says, Randy, with all this talk about ho-ho-hos, and
host is ho-hos. Doesn't that sound good right now?
I'm not reading the rest of your text, George. Burn in hell. CK says,
why would you tell Big George?
Burn in hell. Because what he's trying to get me to say. I'm not doing it. CK says, geez, Randy, with all these losses in court, sounds like you need a new lawyer.
No, I have.
Big George is.
I have the best lawyer money can buy.
That's Randy's perk here being on the Daily Blender. He gets to use the official lawyer of the Daily Blender.
Yeah.
So far, not won a thing.
A lot of L's.
We're going to get a win here. We're going to get a win here soon. I'll just keep suing until we get a win.
I don't know if that's really the best approach.
Oh, I'm going to keep suing until I get a win. Trust me.
Might be a point where, you stop with all the billable hours.
You want me to sue you? Because I'll sue you.
You'll lose. I have better lawyers than Big George. I didn't want to say that. Didn't want to hurt his feelings.
Did you hear that, Big George?
You can't be me and not have a team of them.
Did you hear that?
I don't know.
That is true.
Should Big George be more insulted by I have a team of lawyers better than the official lawyer of the Daily Blender?
I think Big
George. Or
George.
go to hell, Big George.
Big George
Personally,
knows
and it wasn't go to hell, it was burn in hell.
Burn in hell, Big George.
Big George says, wow, Jeffrey, that was harsh.
Burn in hell was harsh?
All of it or just one of those things?
He says, I would never tell you to burn in hell. Well, now you should just note this. Now there's a precedent that's been set. And when you ask me you try to get me to say certain things, that's how I feel. How you feel about that, George? I think we agree to disagree. Or unless we both agree, you're wrong. 888-368-1580. Can we talk about the Nuggets and the Heat now, please?
Can we?
We can.
All right. So the Nuggets head on over to Heatland, Miami, and try to get back on track of winning these finals.
Yeah.
They are favored in this game. Even though it's in Miami, but the spread is pretty tight. 2.5 points. We've seen the spread be much bigger for the Denver Nuggets when taking on an opponent. The money line pretty tight too. -150 for the Nuggets, plus 126 for the Heat, and the over/under is 214. So that's the betting line on this situation. I know what the Nuggets need to do to beat the Heat. I know what the Heat needs to do to beat the Nuggets. The question is, what is more likely to happen? What is the actual path? I think it's the Nuggets are going to kick their ass.
Oh, really? I'm actually I think the Nuggets are going to beat them, but I don't know if we're looking at an ass kicking coming down the pike, because I do think that
I think Malone's going to accept anything less on this game.
I think he'll take his win. I just don't know if you can go up against one of the three best coaches in the NBA right now in his house.
Spoelstra's the only guy who can make adjustments.
It's not that he's the only guy, but kick his ass. I mean, win. I think Malone's going to make adjustments and win, but I don't know that we got a holy hell ass beating coming.
It's going to be an ass beating tonight. Let me tell you why. Because the Heat can't keep up all the good things they did in that last game, because the Denver Nuggets won't keep up all the bad things they did in that game. The reckoning is coming, and it's coming tonight in
well,
Miami.
I don't know if there's a reckoning coming, but okay, Jimmy Butler is struggling with a twisted ankle. He's got a bad ankle. He's got a bad wheel. And you'll notice the first 2 games of this series, his scoring has been significantly lower than it was in the Eastern Conference Championship. Jimmy Butler's not carrying this team like he did in the Eastern Conference Championship, and that's because of this ankle. He re-injured it in the Eastern Conference Championships. And so I have a feeling you're right. The Nuggets, first of all, they're going to be angry because Malone called him out publicly in the press.
If that was what he said in public, imagine what he said in the locker room.
Second of all, you barely have to imagine, because I mean, if you looked at, he was angry. So those guys got it.
Second of all, this team is far and away better than the Miami Heat. The Heat are at home, but I don't think that this is going to be a tight game. But I don't think it's going to be a butt whooping either. I think it goes over the 214, and I think it's probably maybe a 5-point win by the Nuggets tonight in Miami.
Nuggets are going to put like 15-20 on the Heat tonight. That's my prediction.
All right.
Keon?
I think Denver wins by 9 or 10 points. I think
that's not so far off from what I'm saying.
But
I think it'd be closer to 20 personally.
That's not an ass beating to me.
So you think the
we're
Nuggets
closer
are
to
gonna
single digits?
hang 20 on these guys?
It's going to be a blowout.
Huh. I don't think so.
Look,
Okay.
I mean, it's certainly possible. I did not come away from game 2 thinking that Miami just figured out Denver. I felt more at the end of that game that Denver lost it more than Miami won it. Miami shot incredibly. They played very well, but Denver had so many lapses on both sides of the ball that are not characteristic of them. Jamal Murray did not play up to standard.
You're making the case for the blowout.
But I do think that Miami has figured out things that are going to continue to work. The way that they have freed up Jimmy Butler to continue to pester Jamal Murray is a huge thing. The way that they've kind of found a way to attack the defense of Nikola Jokic. He's not a good individual defender, and they found ways to go at him that previous teams weren't able to take advantage of. I think that that's going to still continue to be a thing.
I hope I get home in time to see the rest of the blowout. This game starts at 5:30 p.m. I'm going to be in the car for a lot of it.
Yeah.
Blissel Hayes says, "What time is the Suns game?"
Who said that?
Blissel Hayes. You got your finger on the button. You're thinking about it.
I was.
I don't think it's a whistlable offense, though.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. Big George says, "Randy, I'm on the case. I have a meeting next week with the president of Frito-Lay to discuss our concerns, and they stole your intellectual property.
Thank you.
Sorry, Randy, I can't sue Jeffrey. It's a conflict of interest."
Well, and Jeffrey is a bit of a conglomeration. It's kind of hard to pin him down on anything. I've known that for 30 plus years.
Really? Hey,
Yeah.
George, I waive that. You go ahead. You go ahead, George. You represent Randy in a lawsuit against me. Bring it on, big guy.
I still don't think Big George is going to want to represent one member of the Daily Blender against the other member of the Daily Blender.
I will allow it.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Lost Toby says, Suns in 9. Shut up. He says, I got the Heat winning tonight. Okay. Calling for a blowout. You know, I don't do that very often.
No, you don't.
Should make you all nervous. Because, what will happen is if it's not a blowout, we'll completely ignore it happen yet tomorrow. I didn't say nothing. All right, so let's run it down. I know you might have said this, but let's just run it down one more time. On the spread, will the spread be intact or not? Are you looking at the Heat or the Nugs to cover the spread?
Yeah, Miami's going to cover it.
Okay. Money line, which way would you go? Which way would you feel most confident? The plus 126 on the Heat or the minus 150 on the Nuggets?
I'll take the minus 150.
Yeah, I'm going Nuggets.
Okay. And the over-under is 214.
I think it'll be over that.
214.
Trifecta. Exacto. Sorry. That's a knife. Damn it. Exacta.
Push.
Yeah, I'm going to go over as well.
Okay. Well, I think we've all given our anal analysis on this game.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to know what the super fans of the Fourth Dimension think. Am I right? Will the Nugs blow out the Heat? Or you have other ideas? 888-368-1580. Lost Toby says, if you need a lawyer, I got you. Well, thanks, Lost Toby. I didn't know you were a lawyer. I thought you worked for...
Lost Toby's a lawyer?
I thought you worked for the UCLA. or the ACL UCLA?
Maybe he is for the ACLU.
The what?
ACLU.
What college conference is that?
No, American
No.
Civil Liberties Union.
No.
Yeah.
I'm very curious, Lostobi. I didn't know
Uh-huh.
you're a lawyer. That would
Uh-huh.
mean we got three lawyers listening.
Wow. Yeah.
We've got a shload of lawyers.
Well,
Three lawyers and 2 doctors.
And if you add Keon,
He's not a lawyer.
no. He is a doctor, though.
Lostobi, I know you work for the ACL UCLA, but are you an actual lawyer? What's Lay says, who's playing tonight? You with yourself. Easy Money says,
damn.
No blowout. Then please sue. What? No blowout, then please sue. Please who? I don't even know Sue. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580, the Fanatic.
What did Sue do to us?
I don't know what's going on anymore.
The roar of our engines, the pump of our heartbeats, the pedal to our metal, the sparks that ignite us, the pistons that push us, the passions that drive us. From the feelings that move us to the places that pull us on the roads that unite us. With nearly 6,000 stores and over 17,000 auto care centers, Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to keep you firing on all cylinders.
When you run a business, you need to be in control. And while you can't control everything that happens in the world of business, you can definitely take control of your utility expenses with the help of Harmon Solar. Give them a call and see how your company can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
Hello, everyone. Desert Equity Lending is back again with a mortgage product that we have all been waiting for. We are excited to offer once again the no document loan that we all remember from years ago. That's right. It's a true no document loan. Remember when stated income loans were available? They were the most popular mortgages available for self-employed, as well as for those borrowers that couldn't quite show enough income to qualify using regular underwriting guidelines. This new no doc loan is changing the way people get approved for a mortgage. Listen to this. No income, no problem. No tax returns, no problem. It doesn't take perfect credit to qualify either. If you have a good down payment and decent credit, you need to call now. These mortgages are being approved for primary residence as well as a second home. We are doing it the old-fashioned way. We use common sense underwriting to approve what other banks walk away from. Call 602-509-3000 to talk with a real person that can get you answers in hours, not days. That's 602-509-3000. Make the call. You will be glad you did. Desert Equity Lending. Desert Equity Lending, MB 0906989, NMLS 1733369. Conditions and restrictions apply.
What's up? It's a Target trend alert. New swim has just arrived and it's sunny weather approved.
If you're into bikinis or one pieces, high waists or cutouts, they're the perfect combo of trendy, flattering, and affordable.
That's right. And there are so many cool styles with gorgeous details. These suits have macrame, crochet, wood beads, pretty shells, and more. Totally a luxe for less vibe.
Yes, so dive in and shop this Target trend without the spend.
For the ones who know safety isn't a catchphrase, it's a culture. And the ones who help make sure everyone makes it home safe. For the safety-minded who watch everyone's backs, Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry, as well as safety assessments and training to keep your facilities safe and your people safer. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K24EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, broadcasting live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And listen, if you've never texted in the show before, there's always, I haven't done this in a long time. I haven't explained things to people in a long time.
Okay.
People just generally kind of figure it out on their own.
Yeah.
And then every time I've ever done this where I slow down and explain it,
yes,
people are like, ooh, because maybe sometimes I read the phone number too fast. But what happens here? The people's names that you were hearing are people who have been entered into the system. So when they text in, their names automatically pop up, and I just read their text, and it becomes part of the show. It's the fourth co-host. That's why we call them the fourth dimension. And so if you're out there listening and you've never texted in before and you're not quite sure the hell is going on, but you're kind of enjoying it, well, you can be a part of it too. As long as you're not texting and driving, please be safe. But it's 888-368-1580. That's the number. And when you text in, you can give yourself your own nickname.
Yeah.
Everybody gets to pick their own nickname. And if they can't think of anything, Randy has a big, long list of nicknames he can help out with.
Oh, yeah.
So, if you want to be a part of it, you can be. It's not like these guys are paid, or of course, we'd probably charge some of them for the stupid crap they say. But,
well, there is that.
This is just a fun community of people having a good time on any given weekday afternoon.
Yeah, we just like to hang out with you guys. Like to know
most of you.
I mean, most of you.
Some of you guys
are aware that we're
like a couple of you guys.
Very easy to get along with.
Like one or two of you guys.
I mean, a lot of you guys. We would invite over our houses at any given time.
0% of you guys.
I mean, all of you probably could fit in to our houses at any given time.
No, not a chance.
I mean, we look forward to the day where we can go out in public and be with all of you
hey, Randy,
at some point in time. Yeah.
Don't say that. Pandemic's over. Because technically, we could do that right now if we wanted.
What do you mean it's over?
Pandemic has been over for quite some time. Like at least a year. At least a year now.
So there's a possibility we could go out.
Well, we could. I don't want to.
Yeah, you say we'd love to spend time with everyone when you actually can't, but then when you can, you kind of scale it back. So
you got to be honest now,
man. I'd like to recant everything I just said.
That's what I thought.
I'd like to strike that from the record, please.
But as far as texting in the show and having your voice be heard, you're welcome to join us. 888-368-1580. I have a question, about the Chris Paul thing.
I'm ready. Go ahead.
I was kind of looking at Keon.
Oh, never mind that.
I mean, you can answer if you know it.
No, please go ahead.
Ask Keon. I was looking at Keon when he said it.
My esteemed associate, please go ahead and ask him, please.
So Chris Paul got waived.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Does that mean he's on the waivers? Meaning that the worst team has the first chance? Is it like the NFL, or is it waived as in bye waived?
No, it's kind of like the NFL in that regard. I mean,
so the first team that comes along with the worst record gets him if they want him. Because if a team says, let's just say, the Lakers say, we want Chris Paul, but a team with the worst record says, wait, we want Chris Paul, the worst team. And it's hard to imagine a worse team than the Lakers. But the worst team gets priority pick on him, right? Or is there first right of refusal? How does that work in the NBA?
I believe they can make the first offer, but I mean, guy doesn't have to go.
Well, he's a free agent effective now. Then what's the word wave being used about?
He's been released. It's not effective now because it's technically not free agency. Well, not technically. It's literally not free agency yet. Free agency starts at the end of the month,
June 30th, right?
Yeah. So
it's not buy waived. It's the worst team that wants you gets you.
WAIV.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Wait. Yes.
So worst team that wants you gets you. In theory.
In theory, yes.
All right. I just want to make sure because
So that means he's going to Detroit then.
That would be interesting. Actually, that would be. I don't know if Detroit the worst team last year.
17 wins.
Yeah, the Detroit. I believe Detroit had the worst record,
and yet they did not get the first overall pick. Somehow, San Antonio did.
Monty,
imagine that.
Monty might actually say, "Hey, Chris, come be a player / assistant coach over here." He might do that.
I mean, it's not insane. I mean, it depends on. Does Chris Paul want to go to a contender? If he wants to go to a contender, then he's not going to Detroit.
Well, it depends on what his path is. If he has a path to coaching, he may consider hanging out with Monty because he's going to learn from Monty. The player is going to learn from him, and he's going to get some of that kind of experience.
Yeah. I mean, Detroit has a really talented young point guard named Cade Cunningham, and they would, if Monty had the chance to get Chris Paul and put Cade Cunningham under his wing. I would do it in a heartbeat if I were Monty. That would be my first idea.
Sure. If Chris Paul knows his body, they always say nobody knows your body better than you, then he knows everything that's wrong with him that we don't know. There's plenty we know that's wrong with him because of all the times he's gone down with injury, but I bet there's even more. And he might be kind of looking around going, you know what? I think I need a different path. He's a guy who loves basketball. I don't know if he loves playing basketball with a broken, body, but he's broken down. He's a little bit busted up. He's great when he plays. Sometimes he's not great. He's getting old. But I really think that would be the best thing for him.
But if he goes to a team where there's a talented point guard that's going to be the starter and he can be the support guy, and
a contender doesn't need Chris Paul.
No,
or else we would have kept him.
Yeah, that's really where it comes. And of course, part of it was of what Phoenix would have had to pay Chris Paul. Maybe a contender can come in with an offer that now is a smaller offer, knowing, hey, you've got the 15 mil. If we give you
$1,
if we give you $5, that's 20 mil this year for
$5.
You.
You mean $5 million?
5 million.
Oh,
yeah.
Jesus.
That's 20 million for you this year.
And a car wash coupon.
I think
it's hard to resist the car wash coupon.
If it's in Detroit, it would not be a car wash coupon. It would be some sort of a home water filter.
Well, those are expensive.
Yeah. Well, they would do that for him because of, well,
you know what I just realized? Easy money in that last text he sent where it says no blowout, then please sue. I think he's saying if I'm wrong and the Nuggets don't blow out the Miami Heat, then you should sue me for that.
Why would I sue you for that?
I'm really not sure what the damages would be.
Yeah, it's just a prediction.
How would I sue you for that?
Then if the prediction's wrong, well, we'd all be suing each other on this show nonstop if it was every time you get a prediction.
Why do we want to sue
sued.
each other? I don't understand.
I don't understand either.
Ask easy money. I don't know. Tom says, nothing to fear if you never text. You maybe ask to support the great Randy White International Nerf Gun Beer League, Nugs and 6, ladies and gentlemen. That was a lot to say right there, Tom. There was a lot to say. Blissful Hayes says, Chris Paul has a lot of experience sitting on the bench from injury. Could help him be a coach. It's true. It's true.
I mean, you guys can say what you want about Chris Paul, but if I had a team or I had a young team and I had an opportunity to bring Chris Paul in,
guess who you just described? The Detroit Pistons.
I would, but the Hornets with LaMelo Ball. There's somebody, the Houston Rockets with Jalen Green.
I don't think Chris Paul could take listening to Daddy Ball. Daddy Ball shows up and you're like, okay, I pass.
Yeah, I don't think that he's as involved anymore with his kids.
Seeing what Chris Paul did for the Phoenix Suns, I mean, yeah, okay, he got injured at inopportune times. Yes, that is true. But the wisdom that he gave Devin Booker and the rest of this team, hell yeah, I'd bring him in.
Straight Striper says, hey, Randy, does Saturday or Sunday work for you and Miss Kim? I'll come with lobster, Wagyu steak, cigars, and plenty of whiskey.
Sunday, I'm playing golf.
That's tempting, though, Straight Striper. That is tempting.
Playing golf.
Straight Striper, I think he might get an invite. He seems
lobster
cool.
and Wagyu. Huh? What kind of Wagyu beef? We're talking brisket?
No,
what are
we
talking?
He said steak.
Oh, steak. And then I'd have to figure out which one of my grills do I want to use? Do I want to use the new pellet smoker? Do I want to use the Vision, the barbecue? What do I want to use here?
I don't care as long as I'm invited.
Lobster. I mean, good God, steak and lobster.
Mm-hmm. Surf and turf is what they call that.
And he's going to bring cigars too. Yep. What kind of cigars?
I don't know. Plenty of whiskey, he says.
Ooh,
yeah. It's tempting.
No, plenty of people have asked to go
Sunday,
over, but I don't think anyone said I'm going to bring gifts.
Sunday morning, I'm playing.
Straight Striper with the formula that works right there.
Listen, Straight Striper is he could come on my house.
Right.
He's straight up.
Big George says Chris Paul is not going to Detroit. He gets to choose where he wants to go, and well, that's the thing. He might choose to go with Monty and learn from Monty and help Monty with his young crew. It really does make sense, George.
See, but I think that if Chris Paul wants to do one thing before he retires,
Kardashian.
No, I think he's happily married.
Sorry.
If he wants one thing before and that would be a NBA championship, that would solidify his entire career, I think.
Well, Big George explains. He says he wants to go maybe re-sign with the Suns for the veterans minimum, or he's going to go back to LA where he lives and his kids live to play with the Clippers and or Lakers. I think he's most likely to end up with the Lakers, who are looking for a veteran point guard.
That makes a lot of sense. The Lakers with the surprising run last year, Chris Paul, once upon a time was supposed to be a Laker before David Stern decided, you know what? No, that's not fair. You don't get to play with Kobe. So that's how we avoided, I guess, that mini dynasty that could have happened. But I think that that's probably what makes the most sense. It's the only thing that he's really missing. He's got all the stats, he's got all the numbers, he's got the longevity, he's got the highlight reel, but he doesn't have the ring.
888-368-1580. Quiet Cannon says, I'll take the Heat in 6 games. Spoelstra, Pat Riley, they got him out-coached. You can out-coach somebody, but that only goes so far if the talent on the other side is dominant. And the Nuggets' talent is dominant.
And the series is tied at 1. I don't know that anybody has out-coached anybody yet in this series. The Nuggets played very poorly in game 2, but while Eric Spoelstra made a bunch of moves that made the Heat have a better chance of winning that game, it wasn't coaching that the Nuggets lost. The Nuggets' effort was not there on the defensive side of the ball, and they were missing shots that they normally make.
Yep. Cheesehead Bill has a update for Big George and Randy. Says, hey, Big George, Randy, listen up. Frito-Lay is giving you the runaround. Frito-Lay is owned by PepsiCo. So what you need to be doing is talking to the president of PepsiCo. He says, I'm here to help.
Thank you.
It's a good point. That's why the Frito-Lay guy is talking to anybody, because he can't do nothing.
That's a good point.
Can't do nothing.
Yeah. Hey, did you guys know that Pat Riley played as a Phoenix Sun?
Yes, I did.
You did know that?
Absolutely.
I did not know that, actually.
I saw that the other day.
Same slick back hair and everything.
And my jaw fell wide open. I did not know that Pat Riley was on the Phoenix Suns.
Yeah, he was okay. Look at his stat line. He's like, those who can't do, right?
Yeah, Pat Riley, better coach and front office executive than player.
Yeah. Well, he was a great college player.
Lost Toby says he sent me a link for I don't know who the hell this guy is. Weird name. He says Suns and Chris Paul are exploring multiple options, including a trade, stretching his contract, or waiving and re-signing him in free agency. Phoenix expected to discuss trades ahead of the June 28 contract date. Well, I don't know. This information is late because there was the announcement that he has been waived or
reported
will be waived.
Wasn't
it Woj, Mom?
It wasn't Woj, actually.
No, CBS.
It was Chris Haynes of the Yahoo Sports.
So this guy, Sham Demaling Dong, whatever his name is.
Shams Sharani.
Whatever. That guy.
Anytime you get a story, it's either Woj or Sham. So to me, I might as well pronounce his name correctly.
All right. So Shamalama Ding Dong here might have it right.
Yeah.
So then that means that why did this get leaked? Are they trying to see if anybody cares about a trade? Because all they came out and says he's been waived. And so now everybody's like, all right, I guess we'll see what happens. Interesting. Well, all right. I mean, that's nice. They at least gave him the respect to talk to him about it, try to work it out with him. So CK says, Jeffrey, no one is claiming Chris Paul and assuming that 30 mil. They're not going to assume 30 mil, right? I thought they'd only assume the 15. Or is it, would it be? They wouldn't assume the other 15.
They wouldn't assume the other 15 at all. I mean,
they might assume the 15.
They might pay him 15, but they wouldn't have to. Even if Chris Paul can't find somebody who wants to pay him 15, he's not getting 15.
Yeah. Blissful Hayes says Chris Paul gave his teammates the wisdom to choke in the fourth of big games. Is that what it was?
They hadn't gone to an NBA Finals, and then he shows up and they go to an NBA Finals.
Such a hater.
Who was this? Who was this?
Blissful Hayes.
Blissful Hayes.
I think Blissful Hayes and Booger Wolf were the same person.
So Blissful Hayes, you and Booger Wolf, were you here when the Suns really were terrible? Were a terrible basketball team? Because I was. I remember them being a terrible basketball team.
And
I remember when they sucked, just a gigantic thing. I remember that.
And Monty was doing his rebuilding, but they didn't go to the finals until Chris Paul got here.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
okay.
You got to give him credit for that.
Mm-hmm. It's just Blissful Hayes. Don't get upset. Big George says Diamondbacks already beating the Nationals. Oh, what's the score now? Oh, 3-0. 3-0.
Well, it's been
top of the first.
Yeah, and it couldn't happen to a nicer guy for Washington. That mouth, Pat Corbin.
Wah, wah, wah.
He used to pitch for the Diamondbacks.
Yes,
and,
I recognize him.
He wanted to leave, and he left, and he had a lot to say about the Diamondbacks, and now we're kicking his ass.
And,
Valentine.
He had a really great season when the Nats won the title. and he's been stealing money from the organization ever since because he isn't even close to that guy. I mean, it's not. Good thing you got the one good year out of him because, man,
I hope we kick his ass tonight.
Sucks.
Off to a good start.
No offense, Keon. I mean, I know
none taken.
Pat Corbin, as far as I'm concerned.
Patrick Corbin runs his mouth an awful lot and then doesn't do anything.
I looked up at the screen. You have more empty seats than people right there at the lower level.
Yeah.
Well, that's
nobody is at that game, and it's 7:15 where they're playing.
It's one thing if you have a championship team and you fall apart slowly. I think people can understand that. They just blew up the team to save money.
Good God, that's a lot of empty seats.
And the fans are not happy, and so good for them. Wow, you don't get to treat them like that. Wow.
All right, thanks, George. Last Optimist says, could Chris Paul sign with the Nuggets right now and potentially get a ring?
No,
I don't think they allow that kind of thing. It would be amazing. But
then that's one reason why free agency is after the finals.
And that team don't need them.
Yeah.
Flappy Max says, yeah, the Diamondbacks are up. NBA 1 hour later, Channel 15 in the Tri-City area.
Tri-City area.
What are the Tri-Cities in your estimation, Flappy Max?
This is the first time hearing of it, but I haven't lived here that long, so maybe I'm missing something.
All right.
All right, let's guess. Phoenix would be 1, and then Scottsdale, and then
I guess Tempe.
I don't know. Isn't like Glendale bigger? I don't know.
I don't know where
I would assume Glendale's bigger, but
there's many cities area.
Yeah, but how can you rule out Tempe, Chandler, Gilbert,
Mesa's huge. Mesa's huge. Tri-City area. What, how many cities? It's like Deca City area.
Yeah, there's Phoenix, Glendale, Peoria, Sun City, Surprise.
Just
Mesa,
wipe it all out and
Queen
call
Creek,
all of it Phoenix.
Queen Creek.
Can we just call all of it Phoenix?
I mean, that's what most people do.
I mean, I'm saying wipe out. There's no more Gilbert, no more Queen Creek. It's all Phoenix. Everything is Phoenix. Just call everything Phoenix. No more mayors, no more. Just Phoenix it. Phoenix the hell out of it.
I would love it.
Is that possible?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Why not?
I think I found my cause.
That's it.
Turn the Phoenix metropolitan area into just Phoenix.
One big Phoenix. King Nerd says Pat Riley and Keith Erickson both played for the Suns, and they were in an episode of Columbo. Somebody got to get me a link to that.
Please. I don't recall, and I've been watching through it. I have not gotten to the Pat Riley episode. Also, Pat Riley, 7.4 points a game in the NBA overs.
You've been watching Columbo?
Yeah, I like that show.
Oh my God.
And it was on the Tubi for free, so I didn't have to.
He's been watching Columbo.
It's only because free,
Nice.
I like the show.
We got to give him a raise.
That's throwback right there.
Hefty Lefty says that 2019 draft class is really having a bummer the last couple of months. Ja and Zion being dumb. Tyler Hero broke his hand. Jordan Poole had a terrible playoffs. I wonder if the Knicks are on the phone with Cam Reddish telling him just keep his ass in the gym and play Diablo 4 at home or something.
Diablo 4.
It should take all your time,
By the way, John Morant and his peoples, his camp. Sometimes it's better to just keep your mouth shut. You're going to get suspended probably for a year. I'm guessing a year, if not at least half a year. His camp has come out and said, guys, it was a toy gun in that video.
Sure it was.
Come on, man.
You know why that's worse, right?
Even if it was a toy gun, it's the same thing. It's the same outcome.
The league is not punishing you for the actual gun. And this is what people keep missing when people are like, it's a Second Amendment rights. It is the image of the gun. This is a PR thing that the league is punishing you for.
Yeah.
Even a toy gun would be stupid. In fact, a toy gun would be stupider. No, this does not make it better. It really doesn't.
I mean, unless you see in big letters the word Nerf, you're going to go away for a while. And I don't mean to jail. I mean to not playing basketball. 1 year, you think? Or is it going to be half a year?
I
what
think
do you think
Stern's
going to do?
I think it's going to be half.
Stern. What is
Silver?
Silver.
I mean, this is so wild. Stern might actually come back from the dead to actually issue out the suspension. I think it's half.
He removed the pitchfork from his ass in hell so he could come up here and tell you how unhappy he is with this. Stern. Anyway.
Wow.
That's better than rolling over in his grave kind of comment, isn't it?
No kidding.
Let's see. I got to get this all caught up. The text line is flowing over. Oh, yeah, now we're up against the breaks. Tell you what, when we come back, we got more basketball to talk about. I'm going to get you guys caught up on the text line. And if we're lucky, we might get to some football today. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
If you're hiring, it can feel like trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. Like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Now try ZipRecruiter free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/FREE.
Hello, everyone. Desert Equity Lending is back again with a mortgage product that we have all been waiting for. We are excited to offer once again the no document loan that we all remember from years ago. That's right. It's a true no document loan. Remember when stated income loans were available? They were the most popular mortgages available for self-employed, as well as for those borrowers that couldn't quite show enough income to qualify using regular underwriting guidelines. This new no doc loan is changing the way people get approved for a mortgage. Listen to this. No income, no problem. No tax returns, no problem. It doesn't take perfect credit to qualify either. If you have a good down payment and decent credit, you need to call now. These mortgages are being approved for primary residence as well as a second home. We are doing it the old-fashioned way. We use common sense underwriting to approve what other banks walk away from. Call 602-509-3000 to talk with a real person that can get you answers in hours, not days. That's 602-509-3000. Make the call. You will be glad you did. Desert Equity Lending. Desert Equity Lending, MB 0906989, NMLS 1733369. Conditions and restrictions apply.
Imagine if you had a chance to change a child's life, to protect our public lands, to help our veterans, to create a healthier Arizona. When you sign up for AmeriCorps, you have the chance to make a difference. Part-time or full-time, student or senior, AmeriCorps is for everyone. Sign up at serve.az.gov. That's serve.az.gov. This message is sponsored by the Arizona Governor's Office of Youth, Faith, and Family.
Will Shakespeare here. Back in my day, I invented over 1,700 slang words like swagger, bedazzled, and my personal favorite, besmirch. But even I have trouble understanding slang words like yeet or bougie or
this is fire.
Actually, it is extremely smooth Shakespeare vodka.
Okay, boomer.
See what I mean? But there is one word that describes the pure quadruple distilled spirit crafted from an 8th century Polish recipe the first time you try it.
So lit.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Shakespeare vodka. So lit.
New schedule, new season, new direction. This year, the Cardinals will travel over 25,000 miles. They will do battle against Bears, Browns, Texans, Rams, 49ers, Seahawks, Eagles, Steelers, and Commanders on the road. They will face the Bengals, Cowboys, Giants, Rams, 49ers, Seahawks, Falcons, and Ravens at home. Think there won't be drama? When it comes to Arizona Cardinals football, we talk about it. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Got to get caught up on this text line. So done. And I can already see there's a lot of these I'm not going to read.
Really?
Yeah, it's bad. Hefty Lefty says, I thought the Tri-City area was Prescott Valley, and Chino Valley. Those aren't even cities.
Could be.
Those are towns. Easy Money says, the real question is, what is with the DeAndre Ayton? Keep him or make him somebody else's problem? Feels like Vogel at least is saying the things as if he wants to keep him.
Yeah, Vogel's talked about how he wants to regain that quote unquote all-star status for DeAndre Ayton. I don't know. I mean, Vogel's trademark is having a big man, an aggressive big man guarding the hoop, and I just don't think DeAndre Ayton is that guy.
I don't think so either, but I mean, you know, he does find a way to kind of bring that out of people. But look, if you find somebody that's interested, that's like, hey, look, DeAndre Ayton is, you know, a giant human being. His field goal percentage is really, really good. Maybe we just thought the Suns weren't using him correctly. And someone picks up the phone and calls James Jones. I don't really care what Frank Vogel said. James Jones is going to make that move.
No, he's not.
No.
Ishbia is the one. Sorry, right now, James Jones' powers have been greatly diminished, and Ishbia is pulling strings. And I feel bad because I thought James Jones is and was doing a fantastic job.
I don't think that this Chris Paul wave is just Ishbia. That Ishbia moved. I think that they're looking at the cap situation and how they could get out of that and what they can do this season. They are in win now mode. And I do think that the Kevin Durant thing, that was definitely Ishbia, but I don't know that Ishbia is stepping over every single decision that James Jones is making right now.
I'd wonder about that.
Because you've still got to figure out how to make the contract stuff work and all of that. You can't do that if you don't understand the ins and outs of it. And Matt Ishbia, I have to think, is smart enough to go, okay, guys, executive of the year at some point.
If you don't think James Jones is in every conversation about everything, you are out your mind.
He is in everything, but I don't think he's making every final decision.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Just got just a real good inkling that this is the kind of guy who you all thought old Bidwell was meddling around. I never got that. I never felt like that.
Oh, 100%. I believe he's
there have
meddling.
been a few reports about it.
Now that's you're right. That's coming out. But man, I'm really feeling the Ishbia vibe and the goings on of the Phoenix Suns right now.
I don't know.
I hope I'm wrong. I hope I am wrong, because James Jones deserves better than that. He deserves better than that. He's been doing a fantastic job since he showed up.
Yeah, and look, if you're right, that scares me, because if James Jones finds himself no longer the head executive of this team and he is on the open market, there are teams that are going to kill themselves trying to get him, because he's fantastic and he's well respected in the league.
Yeah, he'll be okay. We need him. That's what I think. 888-368-1580. Big George says, Jeffrey, you should remember the old Tri-City Mall in Mesa that was at Dobson and Main Street. Tri-City back then, it was Mesa, Tempe, Scottsdale. But I don't think that's what he's talking about. Lost Toby says, make it all Phoenix. All Arizona Phoenix. Make all of Arizona Phoenix. It's just big Phoenix.
So even Flagstaff would become Phoenix?
It's all Phoenix.
I'm not gonna lie, that did sound, when you said it did sound like a very good campaign tagline. One big Phoenix.
One big honking Phoenix right here. I didn't mean all of Arizona, Toby, but
I don't think Prescott people are going to want to be Phoenix.
I don't care if they care. I don't care.
Uh-huh.
I'm not going to make them Phoenix.
So if you were
everything
emperor
in the metro area is just one big Phoenix. In fact, it'd be one big honking Phoenix is what they have at the Chamber of Commerce. Officially, just Phoenix.
One big honking Phoenix.
Yeah, but that'd be the thing. Welcome to one big honking Phoenix. You got to admit, it sounds pretty good.
I can see it.
Does feel good. CK says, double check that, fellas. The next season hasn't started yet, so whoever claims him is responsible for the entire $30 million. Nobody's going to claim him off of $30 million, that's for sure. Nobody's going to trade for him, but on a waiver, you don't have to claim the whole 30.
I don't believe you do. But especially since the Suns are holding the 15 mil in dead cap money. I don't believe you do. And also, why wouldn't you just wait the 23 days for
exactly. Everybody just wait, like, not it.
Like, if that's the case, to just sit there.
Hefty Lefty's I read that. Thank you, Hefty. Flappy Max says Columbo's the best. He says Tri-City area. Oh my God. Still, you can repeat it. We still don't know what you're talking about. King Nerd says, Keon,
name the cities.
The episode you're looking for is called The Most Crucial Game, Season 2, Episode 3.
Okay, that's why.
Damn.
Well done, King Nerd.
I'm still on Season 1. So there we go. Thank you. Appreciate it.
And Blissful Hayes, I'm not reading your text. I will say this, the other one. He says, Russell Westbrook to the Suns.
Oh, gee, can we please?
No, I want an actual analysis on that, Keon. Feels like a bad idea, but is it?
I don't necessarily think it is. First off, Vogel defense.
Yeah.
Russ will play it.
Yeah.
Real hard.
Yeah.
Secondly, Russ doesn't work with guys who have to have the ball. Russ can't work with LeBron for that reason. Russ probably doesn't work with Luka for that reason. But Russ probably works with KD and Booker because while they don't mind taking over and having the ball, neither of them really has to have it.
But they kind of need it. And whether they demand it or not, Russell occasionally will have to pass to one of these guys. You see what I'm saying? I don't think that.
And he does pass. I mean, he averaged a triple-double for a season. You just don't do that if you're not passing the basketball.
Yeah.
So he'll pass. Yeah. It's just a question of I know him and KD aren't in the place that they were when he left.
Well, that's another problem.
But
Yeah, forgot about that.
Have they repaired that enough to where they'd be fine playing as teammates again?
I don't worry about that drama, to be honest. You'll worry about that a little bit.
Yeah. Which Vogel, that's one of the things you hired him for is, hey, you manage egos well. Well, here you go. Here's a test if that's the way you want to go.
CK says, well, maybe we're all wrong. Everything I'm seeing, though, is saying CP3 is going to be a free agent. Well, maybe just because of that entire conversation we just had.
I don't know. Every time I go back and look, he's been waived. That's the only thing that's popping up on every news site on the Goop. So
Random Texture says, I don't care what anybody says. I want nothing to do with being part of Tucson, and I don't want Tucson being any part of Phoenix. Dude, take it easy, man. I was never suggesting that. I was just calling the Phoenix Metro being Phoenix. That's Phoenix, not Tucson. If I had my way, or like Randy says, it wouldn't even be part of Arizona. We would give that part back to Mexico like immediately.
Yeah.
And they probably build a wall or even quicker to keep us from giving it back to them.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, that's where old Trump went wrong. We should have threatened to give them Tucson back. And then they'd be like, no bueno, no bueno. And then
they would have put the wall up. Yeah.
Oh, it'd have been twice as tall as what we had hoped it to be.
Mm-hmm.
See, I can get things done if you put me in charge. Straight Striper says, Ayton reminds me a lot of Greg Oden. Can the Suns pay Ayton to surgically transplant his body parts to someone who actually wanted to play and sign? And then just sign Oden on a massive discount, maybe?
I mean, I don't think that the knee transplants are that advanced.
Mm-hmm.
And
we'll just take the whole leg then, from up like the hip down. They do hip transplants, right?
Hip replacements.
Yeah,
but I don't think
you just yank DeAndre Ayton's legs off and then stick them on to Greg Odom. This is a great idea, Straight Striper.
I don't know about that.
Listen, he's under contract to the Phoenix Suns. We can strip him down for parts.
I don't think that's how it works.
Talking about taking a human being apart.
Yes. You want a championship or not, Randy?
And making another human being?
Yes.
Well, not making another.
It's possible.
But then ripping the legs off of a separate, completely other human being and giving him the first human being's legs.
Come on, everybody calm down. We're going to swap them. I'm not going to say no legs for DeAndre Ayton. Just saying he's going to be slightly shorter now.
He will be slightly shorter. And also, he'll have the legs to match his face, I guess, since Greg Oden is 35 years old.
That's a good point. Are you a team player or not? That's what we're going to find out. Give me your legs. Take them off. No. Team player?
Take your legs off?
I mean, we're going to probably have to do that.
It's the darkest thing I've heard all day.
A lot. Well,
I didn't ask for his internal organs. I just said legs. How much taller is he than Lamar Odom? I mean, Greg Odom. Or who are we talking about?
Greg Oden.
Greg Oden.
Oh, I get those guys confused too.
Let's see.
Because that would have been immediate STDs for DeAndre Ayton swapping body parts like that.
Immediate STDs?
Oh, yeah. Lamar Odom.
I stand corrected. They are both 7 feet tall.
So then it's a match. It's a match. You get DeAndre Ayton.
Well, it's a match height wise. One guy has 24-year-old legs. The other guy has 35-year-old legs.
I know that. We're going to take the 24-year-old's legs and give it into the 35-year-old, and then vice versa.
Why can't you just take the will to play out of Greg Oden and give that to DeAndre Ayton? You swap that.
You're just being silly now. You can't do that.
Huh.
I have a surgical solution that'll work, Randy.
I see.
You know, you're talking fantasy over here. I'm talking real ideas.
I thought at lunch that was the darkest thing I heard, but now this
what did I say?
The darkest thing I've ever heard.
I don't remember what I said.
I don't know, but it was so dark, my testicles even twitched. That's how dark it was at lunch.
I don't even remember.
Oh, I was thinking about earlier today. I heard Bryson DeChambeau trying to put on a cape for the Saudis, and that was pretty dark.
I know.
He was sitting there. They asked him,
it's been 20 years.
They were involved in 9/11, and he said, well,
who among us hasn't done that? I mean,
Right. He said nobody's perfect, and I was like, you've got to be kidding.
Nobody's perfect. I've been half tempted to fly planes into buildings myself.
Nobody's perfect is somebody tells a white lie every once in a while. Maybe they flake on appointments when you say, hey, let's hang out here, and then they call in at the last second.
I wonder what kind of a bonus.
Not terrorism.
I wonder what kind of a bonus DeChambeau got from the Saudis for that.
Huge.
He was just sitting there.
Next thing he'll say to get more money is, it was kind of an oopsie. Okay, can we just take a mulligan on
kept
this?
saying it's unfortunate that happened.
Well, it's just so unfortunate.
But boy, I get to play golf better. And
it's better for future things.
That was pretty dark, in my opinion. That was the darkest thing I heard.
Oh, no.
Until leg transplant.
No. Yeah, leg transplant's pretty dark.
You have to break a few eggs to make an omelet. You got to take down some buildings to make golf better. In the end, it's what's best for everyone, says Bryson DeChambeau. That's pretty much the gist of it, wasn't it?
I can't believe that he was the spokesperson that they
Yeah.
chose. They could not have picked a person with less political instincts and could have navigated that any poorly. He just flapping his gums like, oh yeah, no, there was a Washington Post reporter that they killed. Do you have anything to say about that? Well, that's unfortunate.
Maybe he should have used spell check better.
I really don't think that was the problem.
Well, it's Bryson DeChambeau talking. What are you gonna do?
That's
What are you
true.
gonna do?
That's true. I mean, good Lord.
Straight Striper says, you're ignoring that I said pay Ayton. Oh, we were going to pay him for his legs. I didn't say he's going to walk away with absolutely nothing.
Oh, no, it's just going to keep getting darker.
He'll get legs and some money.
He'll
too.
be paid handsomely.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. As long as, we don't use my doctors that I had just recently. The legs be put on backwards. It's those guys.
I see.
Kyle G says, this is a weird segment. You turn the truck back on 4. What? Turn the truck back on 4. Kyle G, that was a weird text. Should turn the text back on 4. Straight Striper, thank you. King Nerd. What's this? I don't know what this is. I don't know what that picture is. Okay, now it is getting weirder. It's getting weirder.
Oh boy.
Blissful Hayes says Ayton's around 45 years old. Well, in the face, yes, but in the legs, no.
Then oh, by the way, Greg Oden also has an old face. So
see that genetically there's a match there. Wilbur says Westbrook. Hell no.
I'm just saying, look at what he did in that Clippers series, man.
That's what I'm thinking.
He was alone on a team that was supposed to have 3 superstars, and he wouldn't go away.
Didn't know he had it in him. Lost Toby says, I'm pretty sure if Chris Paul is claimed on waivers, they take his contract, which is why no one's going to claim him. So, yeah, he'll be a free agent. Yeah, he's going to be a free agent. The 15 cap space goes to the Suns. The 15 million bucks goes to Chris Paul. And now he's somebody else's problem. That's it. That's all it is. I mean, that's fine. That's fine. But I think that the Suns are also trying to sort some things out. Well, now that they've already let the cat out of the bag, 0% of people are going to trade for him. 0% are going to step in and trade for him. Makes no sense.
For Chris Paul?
Yeah, no sense to trade for him.
Well, yeah, he was already on the trading block before anybody let anything out of the bag, and nobody would trade. That's why he got waived.
So it's going to go all the way, or he's going to play for a reduced amount of money for the Suns or something.
I don't think he's coming back.
Yeah. It's like, hey, you already got 15 million of our dollars. How about we give you that 50 million and $1? Would you stay?
When I saw that,
where are you going? Why are you leaving?
When I saw CP3 was waived today, the image that instantly came to mind was that part in the movie Tombstone, and where the guy bye.
Mm-hmm. I watched that with the kids just the other day.
Did you?
Yeah.
So you know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Bye. Well, bye.
I'd have shot him several times. We have to take a break. When we come back, a little more basketball stuff, and can we try to talk football?
We could try.
It'd be nice. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Progressive presents an ad from Mom.
When you bundle your home and auto insurance with Progressive, bundle, that's a cute word. What? Read it again. Okay. When you bundle your home and auto insurance with Progressive, you get round-the-clock protection. Oh, that's darn good. Because once my older sister Dottie, her basement flooded.
Get round-the-clock protection when you bundle and save with Progressive. It's easier than getting your mom to make this radio ad. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Discount not available in all states or situations.
With summer savings at the Home Depot, we'll get your kitchen clicking. Top brand appliances, like a new GE refrigerator with internal water dispenser for a crisp, cool glass of water every time. Or a GE oven with built-in air fryer for healthier, crispier options with no preheating. Plus, with convenient shopping in-store and online at the Home Depot, your innovative new appliances are just a click away, too. Final days to save up to 30% on select appliances plus $300 off select refrigerators at the Home Depot ends June 7th. Pricing valid May 18th through June 7th, 2023. U.S. only. See store or online for details.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Men, you fought hard for the role that you play in your children's lives. This Father's Day, Cordell & Cordell celebrates you the entire month of June. Join us every Friday for our live webinar series, Father's Fridays. There you'll receive much useful information from our panel of speakers. To register, go to CordellCordell.com/Father's Day.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Phoenix area attorneys, Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only. CordellCordell.com.
What's up? It's a Target trend alert. New swim has just arrived and it's sunny weather approved.
If you're into bikinis or one pieces, high waists or cutouts, they're the perfect combo of trendy, flattering, and affordable.
That's right. And there are so many cool styles with gorgeous details. These suits have macrame, crochet, wood beads, pretty shells, and more. Totally a luxe for less vibe.
Yes, so dive in and shop this Target trend without the spend.
Hello, everyone. Desert Equity Lending is back again with a mortgage product that we have all been waiting for. We are excited to offer once again the no document loan that we all remember from years ago. That's right. It's a true no document loan. Remember when stated income loans were available? They were the most popular mortgages available for self-employed, as well as for those borrowers that couldn't quite show enough income to qualify using regular underwriting guidelines. This new no doc loan is changing the way people get approved for a mortgage. Listen to this. No income, no problem. No tax returns, no problem. It doesn't take perfect credit to qualify either. If you have a good down payment and decent credit, you need to call now. These mortgages are being approved for primary residence as well as a second home. We are doing it the old-fashioned way. We use common sense underwriting to approve what other banks walk away from. Call 602-509-3000 to talk with a real person that can get you answers in hours, not days. That's 602-509-3000. Make the call. You will be glad you did. Desert Equity Lending. Desert Equity Lending, MB 0906989, NMLS 1733369. Conditions and restrictions apply.
Download our free sports app and stay up with all the latest sports news, scores, highlights, and more. Or stream us live anywhere at 1580thefanatic.com. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, Arizona's home for sports.
Wow. Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. A friend of mine posted some pictures from Broadway and West 34th Street in New York. And what that picture is telling us is that the movie I Am Legend would be right about how things would look post-apocalyptic.
That's crazy.
Look at that. I'm trying to hold it so the light doesn't reflect on my screen there, but that's the Empire State Building. And this one here, you can see that is the Statue of Liberty somewhere in that just cloud of orange. And it's just wildfires in the Canada that are doing that.
And as a result,
this is it. I told you
the Phillies are postponed.
This is it. I told you the Canadians were trying to take over. This is it right here. This is when it happens.
No.
The Canadians are going to attack.
Listen,
this is it.
I don't trust them. They are not attacking, but I do think they've got some giant fans blowing that horrible smoke our way so they can keep their air clean.
That's a good point.
So I don't think it's on purpose that they have these massive brush fires.
Yeah.
But there's fans at work, so they don't have to cough.
I would have thought at least this was the smoke screen, and then they're going to send in the Mounties, and this is when it starts.
Now, I think it's probably time I kind of fill you guys in on something. You have a right to know.
All right.
Don't be mad.
Uh-oh.
Comes highly recommended. I'm not going to say his name, but he's interviewing for a job here. He happens to be Canadian.
What?
I don't know if he's got his citizenship here yet or not. He says he's been here for 9 years. He's interviewing for a job. I just want you to know, because I think it's fair.
How'd you ever get through the interview process with all the A's? And take off, eh?
It took way longer than it should.
Boot and a boot.
I know. I had to really just.
Hey, have you had any Tim Hortons, eh?
It was hard. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was hard.
Hey, you guys have that poutine there?
He did ask if we had a poutine dispenser in the kitchen. And
hey, what kind of beer you got, eh?
Just saying, you have a right to know the Canadian may be in our midst, at least interviewing.
I don't know how to.
I know.
I don't know how to react to this.
We're an equal opportunity employer. And that even means filthy Canadians.
I don't know how to react to this.
I don't know why we didn't build a wall on the northern border.
See?
I love tacos. There ain't nothing Canada has to offer me.
Well, now Big George he swears by the poutine.
We have our own maple syrup. We have American maple syrup, you know. It ain't different than Canadian. It's the same trees.
Any food with the word poo in it,
yeah,
can't be good.
I don't want poutine. I want poo platter for two. I don't need another. No poo. No want no poo on my plate.
It's bad enough when you go in the bathroom, you get the poo particles on you.
That's what I'm saying. That's what the phone should stay in your pocket when you're in the potty.
That way you don't get the poo particles on the phone.
Mm-hmm. I do have a thing that I've been doing like lately where I will very loudly say, I gotta go poo in the potty, or I gotta go pee in the potty. I'll say that very loudly in a restaurant, or at the mall, or wherever I'm at. And usually it's to my kids. You have to go pee in the potty. They're like 16, so they're
not happy with it.
So they are beyond embarrassed.
Dad. My son and I, we stopped off at a McDonald's, and I opened the door and I said really loud, bellowing into the McDonald's bathroom, I gotta go pee in the potty, as loud as I could. You could hear it echoing, and I know there was somebody in that stall, and they were scared.
Oh boy.
So just be cool with the
Do
Canadian.
I have to?
Yeah, just be cool.
Okay.
Because what happens if this Canadian then tells the other Canadians, hey, these guys are pretty good, eh? And maybe that helps. Maybe we just take a first step in getting ahead of Canada's diabolical plans.
Do we need to do that?
Enemies close, friends close, enemies closer.
Well, that's true. That's a good point, Jeffco.
So everybody be cool.
All right.
But I just wanted you to know.
All right.
You can lodge whatever protests you want.
Thanks for the heads up.
Okay. Bliss Hay says, who's getting fired? Well, probably all of us.
Yeah.
At some point. Yeah. Erectinator says, you can Lamar Odom for some crack.
Excuse me?
Is that a verb? I'm going to go Lamar Odom me some crack. I thought he was getting his life together.
I mean, he is, but no one's ever forgotten that he nearly OD'd on the stuff. So
Straight Striper says, not sure if there's a better compliment than hearing a man who has spent his days next to Jeffrey O'Brien for decades has not heard of anything as dark as my idea that day. I don't know that your idea was the darkest part. I think it was my implementing your idea and actually tearing legs off of another human being.
See, I thought at lunchtime, that was the darkest thing I've ever heard Jeffrey say. When my testicles shrink up by about 10%, I know it's dark.
I don't even remember what it was.
Oh, I think you would.
It's probably a drop in my dark bucket.
Well, I don't think so.
You have to remind me.
Something to do with another driver and their future kids.
I didn't yell.
No, you did not yell. You never yelled, not one time.
That's the worst part. He
was
did not raise his voice.
He was very conversational. He was making a statement, sort of matter of fact.
Mm-hmm. I was right, though, right?
I don't know.
I was right.
I'll be honest with you. I was worried about whether my testicles were going to drop again or not.
This is more talking about your testicles than I've ever needed to have, to be honest.
Well,
Dropping the Soap says, Canada's weird. I went there once and everybody was speaking French. I couldn't wait to get back to America where everybody speaks Spanish.
What's crazy, too, about the French Canadians is that they are all a-holes. They just, if you try to speak to them in English, they
mean an a-hole.
They act like you don't exist. They won't help you.
Yeah.
They want you to try and
don't
speak
go to French
Canada. Even if you don't know any, they want you to try. And then if you try,
of yours. That's it. That's how it is every time.
That's it.
That's it. I got nothing else for you. Nothing romantic about the French Canadians. Yeah, the guy was
mean.
This guy is coming in. I don't think he's French, which is good. 0% French accent. So,
do you have any like French surnames or anything? You sure?
No. Very not French. I'll tell you that. Not French at all. Obscure Messenger says, hey, what's wrong with Canada? There is something we don't know yet. We can't put our finger on it, but they are up to something. I don't trust them. Obscure Messenger.
They're just too nice all the time.
Right?
There's something behind that. You cannot be that nice all the time.
Yeah, there's something going on. I can't say exactly what it is yet, but I'm pretty sure I'm right, Obscure Messenger. Erectinator says Canadians couldn't take over a shift at McDonald's. Yeah, that's the thing. Can I tell you, back in 1992, 93, this guy I knew, he's like, hey, I got a computer. When that would blow, okay. And he's like, yeah. So I went to his house and he's like, look, it's called a bulletin board. One of the original chat rooms, the original version of Twitter. And he's like, I'm chatting with some guys from Canada right now. I said, oh, Canada. And so I started typing. I just want you guys to know that if we wanted to, me, a few of my friends with some baseball bats and axe handles could go into one pickup truck and come take your country in probably like 3 hours. I think he might have been the first person ever booted off of a chat room in the history of the internet. And he was mad. He's like, what are you doing? I'm like, come on, it's funny. He's like, oh.
And those guys in Canada are, that's it. This guy's out.
Yeah.
We're just going to punt him.
So I got him. It took me one post to get thrown off of a Canadian chat room, the original Twitter. I got banned first post up. I've never been happier. Because back then, just Canadian nerds. It's not like, people. 888-368-1580. Random texter says, are Canadians capable of creating diabolical plans, Jeffrey? See, that's the thing. They lull you into that false sense of Tim Hortons Caribou coffee type security. And the next thing you know, bammo.
Yeah.
They're up to something.
Yep.
Got to keep our eyes.
Next thing you know, there's a whole bunch of Mounties crossing the border.
Blissful Hayes says, is the new hire Wayne Gretzky?
No.
He's not French, is he?
No.
Yeah.
No. He is Canadian, though.
Yeah. Pink Eye says, Canada offered Steve Nash and basketball was invented in Canada. Steve Nash is Canadian?
Oh, yeah, he's Canadian. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Still?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he does mostly live here, but
is there like a time where you get over being Canadian?
I don't know. You could ask Wayne Gretzky. He's been here, but I think he's always going to be Canadian.
Huh.
Kind of like I can't wash off the fact that I was born in Tucson.
Well, were you?
I try not to.
Because you were on a base,
sovereign land. It's not Tucson.
Well, technically,
yeah, you were born on the United States
land,
government.
Yeah. Where there is that hook. Yeah,
that's good call on that one.
Yeah. My parents lived on base, so I didn't technically.
Smart people live on base, not in Tucson.
That I can remember ever go outside the gates.
Base ain't no picnic, but it's better than Tucson.
Davis-Monthan Air Force Base. I'm pretty sure they're going to rename that Randy White Air Force Base.
I have no doubt. They should.
Pretty soon, they're going to do that.
Soon. Wiggy my piggy says, Jeffrey, what about Canadian bacon? Okay,
no,
okay,
just
two
ham.
things. No, yeah, it's just ham.
Yeah.
Canadian bacon is not any sort of bacon. And if you're talking about the movie, it's kind of fun. It's kind of funny, but not great. It ain't great. All these people are saying, well, Canadian bacon, the movie's amazing.
I love Canadian bacon on my okay, first of all, it's ham.
Straight up ham. Like slice it for Easter dinner. It's just ham.
Just thinly sliced ham is
not
all
even
Canadian
that
bacon is.
Still too thick. It's not even that thin. Canadians ain't fooling nobody. The hell's wrong with you? You know where the bacon is. Go get it.
Yeah.
Big George says the Nationals are mounting an epic comeback.
Well, they just the inning's now over.
They got a run.
Hit into a double play.
But still, it's a run.
That's 3-2.
3-2.
So, oh, it's 2 now. Yeah. Oh, something to build on. Something to build on. With all our crowing, watch the Diamondbacks lose this one.
I mean, I doubt it.
You shut your mouth. You shut your mouth. That's your team.
I was correct yesterday.
No, don't you reverse jinx us when we're trying to reverse jinx ourselves. Don't you try to counteract our reverse jinx with your reverse jinx.
It didn't work yesterday because I'm not trying
to
reverse
jinx yesterday.
See, if you reverse jinx, right. When we're trying to reverse jinx,
yeah,
what happens is you're actually turning it back around to be original.
That's what I'm saying.
See what I'm saying?
Yesterday,
you're not helping, Keon.
Randy said, they got to be beating teams like these, and I was just like, oh, they're going to do it.
Yeah.
The thing that makes me happy
but
about
then you
these
had that
young guys
evil
that
grin
have
on your face,
no talent, is that they compete. That's the only thing I want out of them. I want some fun baseball out of this crappy team, and I get it.
Can't they just play fun baseball once the Diamondbacks leave?
Yeah, wait till we're gone.
Well,
play crappy baseball now and leave the fun baseball for after we're gone.
You've got to be in practice.
How are they playing? What about? I thought the Smoke was there too. If the Smoke is in Philadelphia, shouldn't it be in DC?
It's because the Diamondbacks are a real baseball team.
And they're like, the Washington Nationals are like, the air is here. It's bad all the time. Just play.
We're used to it.
Yeah. The smell coming from DC.
Yeah.
From the House, the Senate, the White House.
Yeah. We're used to it.
We're good. We're good. Tom says Canadians and their Canadian tuxedos, can't trust them. Tuxedos. Talking about the Mounties?
Yeah, they
Or is
guess
that a
the
sexual
Mounties.
term?
I don't know.
Should I Google that?
I don't think so.
Hey, Keon, Google Canadian tuxedo. Use your personal computer.
I'm going to use the phone. Can't use the work computer. I like this job.
Use the iPad. The Zoom is on. Maybe the fourth dimension can see it then.
Dropping the soap says if Canadian bacon is ham, what the hell do they call bacon in Canada? Delicious.
American.
King Nerd says Bruce Meister Smith made mind control beer in Canada. You know, strange brew. Or if we're honest, was it that funny? Blissful A says maybe Washington, D.C. has their own huge fan to push the smoke back. That would be a...
You don't need a fan in Washington. There's enough blowhards up there as it is.
Hey, now hold on. Hold on.
Well, you're here now. I'm glad you're here. We can use the breeze. Anyway. Gotta take a break. When we come back, hopefully some football. Golly, I don't know. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
At Ethos Life, we busted all the myths about getting life insurance. Like myth number 1.
Life insurance? I can't afford that.
At Ethos, we have term life policies everyone can afford, with policies as low as $7 a month. Or myth number 2.
I have a life insurance policy through work. That's good enough.
With workplace coverage usually only equal to a year's salary, that won't nearly be enough to cover your family's ongoing and future expenses. A long-term, affordable policy from Ethos can give you the peace of mind that if something happens to you, your family is well covered for years to come. Myth number 3.
Getting life insurance? It's just too complicated.
At Ethos, our 100% hassle-free online process can give you a quote in seconds, application in minutes, and coverage in hours. With no medical exams or blood work needed, just answer a few health questions. Get your free online estimate at ethoslife.com. That's ETHOS life.com. Rates will vary based on age, underwriting, face amount, and type of policy.
If you're hiring, it can feel like trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. Like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Now try ZipRecruiter free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/FREE.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell and Cordell. Men, you fought hard for the role that you play in your children's lives. This Father's Day, Cordell and Cordell celebrates you the entire month of June. Join us every Friday for our live webinar series, Father's Fridays. There you'll receive much useful information from our panel of speakers. To register, go to CordellCordell.com/Father's Day.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell and Cordell's Phoenix area attorneys. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only. CordellCordell.com.
What's up? It's a Target trend alert. New swim has just arrived and it's sunny weather approved.
If you're into bikinis or one pieces, high waists or cutouts, they're the perfect combo of trendy, flattering, and affordable.
That's right. And there are so many cool styles with gorgeous details. These suits have macrame, crochet, wood beads, pretty shells, and more. Totally a luxe for less vibe.
Yes, so dive in and shop this Target trend without the spend.
For the ones who know safety isn't a catchphrase, it's a culture. And the ones who help make sure everyone makes it home safe. For the safety-minded who watch everyone's backs, Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry, as well as safety assessments and training to keep your facilities safe and your people safer. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM. And K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
For what? Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, buddy, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, broadcasting live in the Harbin Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And I just figured out, you know that life coach that works across the way here?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You see him walking back and forth, this skinny guy?
Yeah.
You know what he looks like? He looks like the guy who's wearing his I just got out of prison clothes.
What?
Nice shirt, nice pants, but doesn't quite fit. Like everything, it's too
Just
big for
something
him.
different.
Yeah, it's kind of like too nice. Like, or it's like I'm on my way to court clothes. You know, he's a
I
life
got you.
coach.
The fashion clearly changed while he was in prison,
Yeah.
and
Right.
couldn't quite
Yeah,
figure
yeah.
out what you're supposed to wear.
Yeah.
You're kind of like something's not. Come on. And he's got that ultra short haircut.
You know, it's a little weird when you get out of prison, guys. I'll be honest with you. You know, when you put your clothes back on, because those are the clothes you had when you.
Sure.
Sorry.
Yeah. Time has passed.
Did
and
I just say that on the
Yeah,
radio?
the giant collars on your disco shirt. Yeah.
I had a leisure suit.
I have no doubt.
Mm-hmm.
888-368-1580. Straight Striper says a Canadian tuxedo. That means all denim. Oh.
Yeah, I just saw that during the break there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So denim jacket and jeans.
That's a Canadian tuxedo. Well, hell, we've worn that. Huh. You just saw him walk by. Now you
Yeah,
see
I
it,
did.
don't you?
Yeah.
Exactly what I said, isn't it?
His hair is a bit close cropped as well.
Looks like, and his shirt's not tucked in.
No.
So it's that I'm going to court. And I don't usually wear these clothes look.
He probably talks to you like, now, how do you feel about that?
Uncomfortable. Please tuck in your shirt.
Now, what do you really mean by that?
I know I can't. I'm sorry. I wasn't paying attention. I was transfixed on your teardrop tattoo by your eye.
Yeah.
Tell me, how do I make you feel?
Uncomfortable, please. Can I get a clear path to the door, if you don't mind?
You only talk like that when you found Jesus in prison, but
Mm-hmm.
the anger is still bubbling on just right underneath the surface.
Go ahead, Keon. Go with that.
I would rather not, actually. I
I'm
got a place to be.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go now. Gonna go now.
Go ahead, get in touch with your feelings.
Just
I've locked the door.
please lose my number. That's what I want. Pink Eye wants to know, what is Kevin Bacon called in Canada? Ooh, that's a good question.
His Majesty.
Probably. Blissful Hayes says, what are the Vegas odds DeMar Hamlin has another cardiac arrest during a game?
Man.
I wouldn't play again if I'm Hamlin. Too damn risky. No, it's not. It was a freak accident. There is no previous heart issues. And it doesn't mean that there's, I don't know what kind of situation he's in now, but the chance that happened again is very slim. They wouldn't be letting him practice and play if he
doctors
wasn't okay to.
Doctors signed off on it. They've all cleared him, and
I say that.
he can
I mean,
resume football activity.
I know the NFL doesn't actually care, but the NFL knows it looks bad if you let a guy go out there and die. So that if the NFL thought he was in
You
a serious,
think?
yeah, but I'm just saying, even for the NFL, because the NFL lets you go out there and have multiple concussions in a season, that's not good for you either. But they don't seem to care about that. But if they think that it's going to be, we're all going to see it, even the NFL is going to say, hey, no, you can't go back.
I have a few non-football things that we have to talk about now.
Okay.
And I'd like to get through it quickly to get to football.
A few non-football things. All
Yeah,
right.
So
Shoot.
please,
All right.
let's not get too bogged down in any one thing. Okay. No, that's all I'm asking. I'm on a path to football. Okay. Can we all agree?
So a few non-football things.
I don't know how to deal with this, but I think that we've all been there. Zion Williamson, perpetually hurt basketball player.
Yes.
I guess he's going to be a dad. And there was a gender reveal party, which clearly this Pelicans player was not into, because he was wearing a T-shirt that said, "I'm here because I don't want to get yelled at," on the back of his shirt. So he didn't want to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I guess it's going to be a girl. So.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah.
Good
So
for him.
again, not a big deal, but I got to chuckle. I'm just here because I don't want to get yelled at. It's kind of like Marshawn Lynch's, I'm just here because I don't want to get fined.
I'm just here.
As though wearing that shirt is going to prevent you from getting yelled at. Now you're going to get yelled at for wearing the shirt.
Yeah.
That is true, but he is young and he'll learn. So then, here's something I thought was interesting, and maybe you being the baseball guy could have a comment. Pete Alonso hit a home run there, and then when he came back around, he went back to the dugout and they started yelling, "Throw it again! please, we're begging you, throw that again. Like,
yeah.
Bryce Elder, threw just a meatball.
Yeah.
Right there. And it was
Yeah.
almost like he hit the home run and he was offended that he got thrown that pitch.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Bryce Elder says he's okay with that, but he's going to plunk the hell out of him next time, right?
Well, I mean,
you got to hit Pete Alonso now.
You at least buzz his tower.
You got to hit him.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't put one between his numbers,
right in the fat of his ass is where I'd go.
If you don't put one between the numbers, you at least buzz his tower.
I'd put a bruise, baseball sized, right on his left cheek. Bow! I'd be right there. Because then if he tries to move back to avoid it, could get his twig and berries.
And then when he's going down first base, I threw it. Why didn't you hit it?
Yeah, what the heck?
It was right there.
Sure, it was kind of on you, but still, come on, man. Come on.
You got to do better.
He said, and then Bryce Elder's like, listen, hey, if I hit one on the concourse, I might holler too. He's being nice about it, but he's got to plunk him, right? Somebody's got to plunk Pete Alonso.
I would, but I'm sort of that the dying breed of old timer.
I feel like that his own team should plunk him in batting practice, just because you don't do that.
Well, the thing is, when it's you and your team, you didn't do anything wrong.
Oh, I know, but still, that's how bad this was. His own pitcher should plunk him.
Please throw it again. Yeah,
the batting machine should just. I have an exhibit in another case.
All right,
I have a case to be made against Adam Hamari, home plate umpire.
Oh boy,
take a look at the evidence before I tell you. Look at that.
Oh,
that was called a strike.
There is no universe.
Wow,
a strike
in which that is a strike.
Yeah. So let me just tell you, Patrick Wisdom got rung up by Adam Hamari. And that was the third strike.
Oh my God.
I showed on the camera, but you listening, it was about 4.5 inches wide. Now you say 4.5 inches. No, in a strike zone, that's
a lot of room.
It's a goddamn mile.
It's a whole strike zone away at that point. Almost. It's or half a strike zone away, basically.
No, you're right the first time.
Look at that is impossible.
Yeah, I mean,
it's impossible for that to be a strike.
So I didn't know there was something called umpire auditor, but that's their measurement on that.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, yet again, another case for the robot pitchers.
The robot umpires, you mean?
Or both.
Yeah.
Sorry, I meant umpires, but now that I've said it, seems like a pretty good idea.
I mean, it's got to be happening soon. They've got to be bringing in the robots soon. This has got to stop. At some point, you've got to say enough is enough.
Fish Tank says Pete got hit on the hands in his first at bat today. It was delightful. Dumbass polar bear. See, told you they hit.
Yeah, but you don't. If you're gonna plunk the guy, you don't hit him on the hands.
Yeah, that could.
You never hit him in.
You
the
don't
head.
want to hurt him.
You want to hit him in the ass, or you want to hit him in the numbers. That's where you want to hit him.
So now there's got to be retaliation for that, right? Was it?
There could
end
be.
his career.
There could be.
Wilbur says plunk the bitch. I think it's been done, Wilbur.
Yeah.
Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth, Wilbur. You watch your mouth.
Yeah, I think they may have thrown inside and they got him on the hands. But see, that's not the way the game is played. You don't hit somebody like that. You don't hit them in the knees. You don't hit them in the hands. You don't hit them in the head. That's not the way you intentionally hit somebody.
Yeah. You go for the fat of their ass.
Yep.
Jordan says they saw that play live and David Ross was not happy. The home plate umpire had rabbit ears. He could hear him in the dugout barking, and with that short leash, he threw him out. Fair enough.
See, that's another thing. I think ejection should be reviewed and overturned,
especially if everybody's right.
Yeah, I mean, if you are half a strike zone wrong, like the ball is just not even close, and the guy's not happy with you. Come on. That's just soft to me.
So you remember all these times we've seen videos of guys with babies and they're catching foul balls. And it's like, hey, I'm like, oh my God.
Yes.
Horrible. That is a bad idea. The baby's going to take one right to the soft spot.
All right.
And what's your name? My name. And they're gone, goofy for the rest of their life.
Okay.
Well, I've always said, please don't take the baby to a game if you're going to be trying to catch foul balls. Okay. And so, it makes this worse as this happened at a college game. Campbell took on North Carolina State, and this guy went for a foul ball, He's holding his kid, and the ball didn't hit the kid. The dad slipped and fell and basically pile drive the kid's head right on. It bounced off the ground.
Oh no!
There on the concourse, bam! And I don't know if the kid was hurt or not, but that is worse. Yeah, his head bounced off the paved surface. Wasn't even the grass. The grass, like 5 feet that way.
You might have had better luck with the ball.
Yeah. So stop carrying kids around trying to catch foul balls. Let that one go. If you have to run towards it, if you're holding the kid and the ball comes, you're like, clump, I got the ball. Okay, fine. Still, I think it's irresponsible, but okay. But if you're running, trying to get at this ball that's coming, it's not even a home run, it's a foul ball at a college game. And he was running forward, slipped and he went backwards, and I think he was trying to catch the kid. Problem is the kid slipped past his shoulder and went right on the ground.
Man,
and he's taking the kid home. His wife is like, "Why is the kid dizzy?" I don't know.
No reason.
I have no idea.
Why is Junior's eye black?
Why is he walking in the wall there?
I sure hope your wife doesn't watch Sports Center and you make the not top 10 so that everybody can see you.
Did that make that? It probably will.
It probably will. It's just like if you lie to your wife and she finds out that way, that's going to be
I saw the
end of
video,
a marriage.
and his head goes boing. You can see the impact of it. It's a bad video because it's all grainy, but his like, you're like, oh Jesus, that is some bad parenting. Leave the kid alone. Leave him at home, or don't sit in a place where that kind of crap can happen. And you think, oh well, only men do that sort of thing. In Australia, I guess, as it happens at Woolworths.
Yes.
I guess there was a confrontation. Conversation became a confrontation pretty fast. It's Australia. And these women start fighting, and then these men start fighting. Pretty soon there's 10 people in it. There's this woman standing there with a baby. She turns to the guy and says, "Hold my baby." And she jumps in.
That does sound like Australia.
No, not hold my beer, hold my baby. And she jumped in. And she started, I was just thinking, this guy's like, "Hey, free baby," and just walk off with it.
The dango ate your baby.
I can't even read what they were saying, but I guess the C word is just thrown about quite loosely in Australia.
Yeah, no, the Australians don't give a damn.
So he's like, "We have a kid," and then bleep. So anyway, so yeah, it's not just the men who do irresponsible things.
Yeah, there, Junior, that's your mom.
All right, so now here's my my last non-football related thing.
All right.
And I'm only mentioning this because some of you guys out there, I've seen you retweet this person on the Twitter, and it's cracked me up every time I've seen it. The Iron Sheik from wrestling, Fake Wrestling.
Yeah, the Iron Sheik
has passed away at the age of 81. I didn't know he was 81, but I will say this. At first, I was like, oh, that's got to be a parody site. Turns out it was always the real Iron Sheik, still in character for 40 years.
Wow.
Typing on Twitter, like he said, "Who let the dogs out?" And he was like, "F who let the dogs out." Like he's like mad at whoever let the dogs out. And just some funny stuff, just just random stuff, always raging on the Twitter. So every time somebody posts that up, I'd see it. I'm like, that guy. And it was really him, but he has really passed away at the age of 81.
Wow, that's too bad. It's too bad. The Iron Sheik gone too soon.
And I didn't think he was even really Iranian. But I guess he was. He actually was
born in Iran.
From the Iran. So is it Iran? Iraq? I mean,
in our American accents, we say Iran, but people from there say Iran.
Iran.
Well, they don't in English say Iran. Iran so far away.
That does change the way the song goes.
Get away.
Little flock of seagulls. Hairstyles going on in the
flock of suicide bombers.
Oh no.
Big George says, "Wow, the real Iron Sheik was really in character for a long time." Yeah. Oh, he really was.
Oh yeah.
And I don't think he was getting paid either. He's just 40 years in character for no reason other than he loved it. Damn it.
Yep. And so respect. Fighting Wampa says that poor kid's gonna have a head like Gumby now.
Head like Gumby.
Fish Tank says it was Charlie Morton on the mound. Looked like he was trying to pitch him, and at a bare minimum, he reacted like he didn't mean to hit him. Right. Of course, you act like you didn't mean to plunk him.
I mean, Charlie Morton's plunked a few people, and that's a smooth customer right there. He doesn't There's no.
Yeah, but
there's
the hands though.
Yeah, you shouldn't do that. But there's no hint of retaliation from Charlie. You'll never see it.
Oh, hey, we were talking about droids and Apple stuff.
Yes,
I'm going to
scheduling text
yesterday.
and
Yeah,
iOS,
scheduling text.
All right.
Did you ever sort that out?
Hell no.
Of course not. Did you know?
Forgot about it as soon as we quit talking about it. You kidding me?
Hey, how many times you've been trying to text and it turned out to instead to say, "What the duck?" But you're like, I didn't type duck, but it autocorrects you.
Mm.
That happened to you?
Oh yeah, all the time.
You can fix that because now Apple is changing to an AI-powered autocorrect that is actually knows you. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that should be fun.
It's not just a dictionary.
Yeah.
The update's not going to be immediate. It'll be in the new iOS 17, which is a couple months from now. And they just announced the change. So, but by the way, you could also just turn off autocorrect, I guess.
I suppose you could do that.
That's one way of doing it. I have the Android. I wouldn't know.
Android
added all of my swears immediately.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you can do that. You could add, or you could just, I just turned off autocorrect. So if you get a text from me and it's spelled right, two things. A, it's me. And second, it's a miracle. So, but yeah, for you, Randy, it's just something to know. So you stop texting. What the duck is going on in here?
Yeah, well, that has been a problem with me, isn't it?
Yes. I mean, so, like I said, though.
What the duck are you doing today?
Just turn off the autocorrect, I think.
What the duck, Jeffrey?
Go duck yourself. 888-368-1580. All right, so now I'm going to transition into football.
On that?
No, that was all I had left. You're
going to go from like AI texting into football?
I got other things. But I want to talk about the Josh Allen for the Bills is now going to be on Madden NFL 24 game cover.
I'm really sorry, Bills players and fans. I'm really sorry.
I thought that we were done with the Madden curse.
I thought so too.
So sad. Listen, he was a good quarterback. He had a great run.
The year that John Madden was on the cover, he died.
Just saying.
I mean,
he died before it. But
still,
yeah,
he was already dead
still,
where they put him on the cover. The
struggle is real.
I'm pretty sure Calvin Johnson broke the Madden curse. He didn't get injured that
well,
year.
Maybe Calvin Johnson won't, but I'm sorry, Bills players. I hope in the next decade you can get another quarterback like Josh Allen.
I think
it's been a good run.
The Madden curse injuries haven't been career
it's been
ending.
a damn
He'll
good
be fine.
run.
Okay, Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes were on the cover of Madden 22, and look, Patrick Mahomes just won the Super Bowl. Lamar Jackson was on 21. He's all right.
Is he though? Is he really?
His bank account says
he's got paid.
When he was on the cover of Madden, is that not the season that he pooped in his pants on the sidelines?
But
or he almost did?
Lost. But Antonio Brown was on Madden 19. Well, that was.
And look what happened.
I don't think that was Madden. I think that was Antonio Brown.
That was Antonio Brown.
No, I think that was Madden. I'm pretty damn sure.
I think Josh Allen's going to be fun.
Yeah,
it's been a nice run.
He had a 92 overall in Madden, but then, of course, with his play during the year, he got up to a 96. And then later at the end of the season, it came back down to a 93 on his Madden rating. So I'll be curious to see. You just put him on the cover. Kind of have to bump him, don't you?
Not really.
Why?
they use a whole bunch of analytics and computers that they don't really look at all of that. Yeah, they don't have to. What I noticed about the new Madden though is I saw the Madden trailer, and I don't know if you remember the throw in the Super Bowl where Mahomes he's not even on the ground. He just throws it, and he does get to his receiver, but the receiver drops the ball. Well, they have him doing that in the trailer, and I can just hear the angry people from here. When someone uses Mahomes and he does that in the game, the controllers are being thrown already.
Yeah.
Game's not even out.
Yeah. No, that's fair. Have you ever thrown a controller?
I was a little kid when I did. And still not even hard enough to break it because I knew I wasn't going to get another one.
Here's my move. I'll have a controller in my hand. And because since I've got kids I'm not as good as the video games I used to be. Still good at Madden. Still good. My whole thing is I don't throw it. I just kind of drop it. Just walk away. And it's on carpet, so it doesn't break. It's like, son of a. Okay, I'm done. And I just walk off.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's where I'm at now. When I was a kid,
we know Randy's history.
I had like a beanbag chair.
Randy won't hurt the controller. He'll break the game.
Hey, I snapped a game in half.
Yeah.
Christmas morning.
Yep. So you'll be sitting in your beanbag and throw it out of the beanbag?
No, we had a few of them in our room when we were kids.
Right.
And so then I would throw it at the other beanbag sure that nobody was in.
Nah, that doesn't count.
Count. I just didn't want to break the controller because I had one of two options. You're either going to get no controller, which is not good because when your friends come over, why do you only have one controller? That's not going to work.
You know why.
Or my parents, who are cheap, would get the crappy Mad Catz controller. And the people know what that is. The Mad Catz controller was crap. It felt like crap. It worked like crap. It was an awful, but you would plug it in.
Not have one.
Yeah. So no, I didn't want that. So I ended up having to restrain myself there.
Do you ever rage quit a game online? Click.
Not really. I just complain the whole time.
Good man.
Just complain the whole time.
I don't play online, so
I'm just kind of bummed out that I got bad at video games. I used to be really good, and all of a sudden something changed. I don't know what. It's like an age of your life where you're like, click, you're done. Get off. That didn't seem fair.
Yeah.
Fish Tank said, saw a great joke and said, in honor of Josh Allen being on the cover of Madden, it's impossible for you to beat the Bengals or the Chiefs.
Wow.
That's fair.
I mean, that's some shade right there.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. We could push the button.
Westburgers Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Juice Reel, the betting intelligence tool that's making better bettors. Open the App Store and get your hands on Juice Reel. Start betting smarter. Juice, R-E-E-L. Juice Reel. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
The NHL Stanley Cup Finals continuing on Thursday night in South Florida as the Florida Panthers host the Vegas Golden Knights in Sunrise. Vegas has dominated this series, leading 2-0, putting up 12 goals so far this series. They took game 2 on Monday by a 7-2 score. Vegas getting a goal and a half on Thursday night, minus 245 on the puck line. Florida plus 198 minus the goal and a half. On the money line, Vegas plus 102, Florida minus 122. The over-under Thursday night, 5.5. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Anywhere fans go to cheer on their team, there are behind-the-scenes MVPs, ensuring everything is game day ready. We see you, Joe, fixing seats so every fan can enjoy every game. And Allie, who keeps her stadium running smoothly from the moment the first game starts to the last play of the season. At Grainger, you're our MVPs, and we're always here for you with supplies and solutions for every industry and 24/7 customer support. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
If you're hiring, it can feel like trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. Like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Now try ZipRecruiter free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/FREE.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Men, you fought hard for the role that you play in your children's lives. This Father's Day, Cordell & Cordell celebrates you the entire month of June. Join us every Friday for our live webinar series, Father's Fridays. There you will receive much useful information from our panel of speakers. To register, go to CordellCordell.com/Father's Day.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Phoenix area attorneys. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only. CordellCordell.com.
What's up? It's a Target trend alert. New swim has just arrived and it's sunny weather approved.
If you're into bikinis or one pieces, high waists or cutouts, they're the perfect combo of trendy, flattering, and affordable.
That's right. And there are so many cool styles with gorgeous details. These suits have macrame, crochet, wood beads, pretty shells, and more. Totally a luxe for less vibe.
Yes, so dive in and shop this Target trend without the spend.
Now that the draft is in the books, it's that time of the season when the team gets together, to get acquainted.
Let's go. Practice time.
Summer means mini camps, OTAs, then it's on to preseason. Keep yourself tuned to the station with all the insight, updates, and breaking news when you need to know about the NFL offseason. Remember, If it's the NFL, we talk about it. Your home for NFL news, games, playoffs, and Super Bowl in the Valley. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
You know why us Irish don't use more than 239 beans to make chili, right?
Why?
Anymore, it'd be too farty. Yeah, too farty. You can't blow the whistle. I mean, we're not on the air. We're not on the air yet.
We are on the air.
Oh, sorry. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. It's an Irish thing. I don't know.
I could hear that.
Last Optimist texted in and said his wife broke the G.I. Joe DVD because her childhood hero Duke called her Air Force the Chair Force.
Well, see, the problem with me was it wasn't Madden. It was that other game. What was it?
Blitz.
Yeah, NFL
Blitz. Yeah. And my youngest son at the time, he kept tackling me using this helicopter tackle. It was infuriating. He was up 56-0. It was bad enough he was beating me, but then he had to tackle me every time using this helicopter move. So I told him one more time, and I was going to break the game. He did it again.
Snapperoonie.
So that just ended their Christmas Day Blitz contest.
Did they ever go out and get that game again?
No.
They didn't like pool their money and go.
No, they asked me, "Can I go get it?" I said, "Hell no, you can't get it. Not in my house. Move out. Get your own house. You can get Blitz.
Do they have it now?
Oh, I don't know. I don't think so.
You should find out. Just joke about it. Say, hey, remember what happened to Blitz? Did you ever get yourself another copy of that?
They know they don't bring it up around me.
And then they say yes. No, you just be cool about it. And then you go to their house, you find it, you break it again.
Just break it right in front of
half
of them.
I'm sure like on Amazon, it's like $1. In fact, here's what you should do. Go buy a bunch of those copies.
Yeah.
Next time you see all of them, say, hey, look, snap. Keep eye contact the whole time. Just want you to remember.
Or just leave just the two halves of the disc in places that you know that they're going to have to encounter it eventually, just in the sock drawer.
I can
just
hear,
broken Blitz.
It's not bad.
Dad, what did you do? Yeah, I could hear it now.
No, I like doing it in front of them, looking them dead in the eye. No emotion on your face, just a dead eye face. Just
maybe.
I'm buying up all the copies, you bastards. Hey, the Commandos, your team. That sale could be done in July. That's what people are saying, man. Could be done before the season starts.
Yeah, they're fast tracking it. There was one elite league executive that said anonymously,
they can't get rid of him fast.
Yeah,
enough.
that the one league executive said anonymously, it's Dan Snyder, and that's why this is happening. And oh man, I could float if you want to talk about food tastes better and the air smells cleaner. Oh,
after July, old Keon's gonna be walking on air, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. You know, John Morant, he's probably going to get 30 games, maybe half a season.
What do you mean 30 games?
For his transgression?
I bet he gets a whole season.
I don't think he's going to get the whole season.
Isaiah Rodgers is going to get the whole season.
Unless the league has dug up more stuff about Ja, which they did suggest.
Well, they said he had more stuff on him.
Yeah, but unless it's just way worse, then I don't see how they give him a whole season. They didn't give Gilbert Arenas a whole season, and Gilbert Arenas broke the law.
Dodgers red 6-6 right now. If the Diamondbacks win and the Dodgers lose, we'll be 2 games.
2 games
on those guys.
Diamondbacks right now have a guy on second and only 1 out. And, was that Moreno?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's due.
I think they're going to pull this pitcher out.
Just struck out looking.
Did he really?
Which drives me.
No, that was a ball. That was high.
No, it was in the zone. It drives me absolutely batty to watch a guy called third strike. Just stand there and watch it.
Especially in today's baseball when everybody swings at everything. And then the one pitch is going to end you if it's a strike. You don't swing at that. I just don't understand that.
Unless you know for a fact as the ball is traveling towards you that it's going to be an obvious ball. Yeah.
Because you got to swing at it. Yeah.
I'm not going to pay attention. I don't want to jinx anything. So I'm going to take my screen off. I'm not looking at that.
Yeah.
But anyway, Isaiah Rogers, even though he gave a very nice apology for his gambling. Unless they come out and say, well, he gambled against the Colts in a game he played in, then he's banned from the sport forever. But I feel like he will get a year. He'll get a year suspension for this gambling thing. Isn't that kind of track with the way they've been treating people for these kinds of things?
Hasn't he wasn't it revealed that he did bet on some Colts games?
Yes. Mm-hmm. We don't have all the details yet on how he bet on those Colts games.
And that's what's going to get him the year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Half the season, if you bet in the team facility, seems to be the going. But when you bet on the team facility on your team, yeah, that's I or against if your team's involved.
I disagree. I think he's getting a year period and banned for life if he bet against his own team.
Wow.
That's what I think is going to happen.
Banned for life.
Yeah.
I mean, if
he'll get the Pete Rose treatment.
Do the investigation. But the apology is important because if he's already showing remorse, which you got to do, that it makes his reinstatement easier down the road.
That's not even going to be enough. The apology could be typed by his agent. What we need to see is a meeting between Goodell and Isaiah Rogers, and get the rest of the information on this investigation before you can even think about it.
I 100% agree. I'm just saying it makes it easier if you start there.
888-368-1580. Do you even want to know what happens to DeAndre Hopkins anymore?
No.
You feel like that's just like trying to looking back and see what your ex-girlfriend's doing?
I know he's in Tennessee today. He's in Nashville today, I believe. He was going to meet with the Titans,
who are desperate.
So I would love for him to end up with the Titans because I like Mike Vrabel, and I think he could help that team. I don't want him to go to the Browns.
I love Vrabel. And Vrabel says, first thing we want is players that want to be here.
Right.
He says, I'm past recruiting. I did that in college. We just want people who want to be here. And if that works out, well, there you go, the next step. So I guess it's going to depend on if Hopkins wants to be there, then they'll figure it out.
And Hopkins said important to him, stability at head coach, stability in the organization, stability at quarterback, and they just drafted one.
Yeah. So that might be a good match. I honestly don't like it because that's in my division. That's pretty much that's my only problem. I think it's probably a good idea otherwise. Probably a good fit. Anyway. 888-368-1580. Peter Longwood says, my Cub fan nephew, Dan S., he went to a Cubs Diamondbacks game. While in left field, his favorite player hit a home run to him. He reached up to catch it with his right hand, and it bounced off. While in his left hand, he had a baseball mitt on. Well, that's what you call a Cubs fan.
Oh, no.
Wait a minute. He had a ball glove on?
He had a glove on his left hand, but he reached up with his right bare hand to catch it, and he lost it.
How many Budweisers had he been sucking down?
It's a good question.
That's good. That would answer so many things.
Hey, everybody, it's a good day for a ball game.
It's even worse if he'd had none. If 0 was the amount of buds he's had,
then
it's worse.
If the answer is like 6 or 7, it's like, okay, your decision making is already compromised. If the answer is none, you're just dumb.
Wow. Well, last optimist, we look forward to hearing the rest of that investigation. But yeah, DeAndre Hopkins is he's out meeting people, making new friends. That's cool. That's good. Let's see. Oh, by the way, the Wildfires, the Commandos have decided to practice indoors.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. Whose house? I mean, where do they?
Ron Rivera's.
Oh, no, they've got a practice bubble.
Got a rec room or something.
Clearly, Ron Rivera's house.
You know, the air inside the bubble is not going to be great either.
I mean,
it's filtered.
Yeah.
Do they have like big?
Oh, yeah. It's a filtered air. Yeah. Ron Rivera has to have filtered air at his house because he's, he was a cancer patient.
Yeah, I don't think that.
I don't
really.
think.
Oh
that's
yeah,
how
no,
that
it's
works.
true. No, I mean, no, he was a cancer patient. I don't know.
No, it's true thing.
I don't think, and he's already beat it. I don't think he needs.
Oh no, he needs fresh air. You guys don't know.
No, you're right. I don't know, but
that's true. Yeah.
So Ron Rivera says this. He says he has confidence in Sam Howell, even though he has to compete for the job. And let's be honest, your starting quarterback is going to be Jacoby Brissett this year. It's not going to be Sam Howell.
I disagree.
How can you fit? Look at the stats, man. Jacoby Brissett, he's a 500 quarterback. I know he used to be my 500 quarterback. His completion percentage is 64. His yards, since he's been on your team, 2,608, 12 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 7 yards per attempt. The only place that Sam Howell, he's got like maybe 2 yards per attempt more than Jacoby Brissett, but his percentage is completion is 57.9. He's thrown a whole 169 yards, a touchdown, and interception. Granted, one game.
Yeah, exactly one game. And that's, they spent the entire last season working with his footwork because they thought that was terrible when he got there. And the reason why they played him in that game was they saw the improvement that they wanted to see in the footwork.
Can I just tell you?
Yeah.
Jacoby Brissett's numbers were 11 games. Just saying. Still better than Sam Howell.
Yeah, but Sam had the tiny sample size and playing in an offense where they were, they still kind of had the training wheels on him a little bit. So now we're in this offseason. He's got, a year of having the system kind of there. The enemy's going to add some stuff, and we'll see how it goes. And if he stinks, well, then play Brissett.
That's the first picture I've ever seen of Sam Howell. I've never seen what he actually looks like. It's on the little blurb here. Dude looks like he just woke up.
Yeah, no, that's his face.
That's always him?
Yeah, no, he always looked. I mean, he literally came off the practice field full sweat, and it still looked like he woke up from a nap.
It's like if all of a sudden, like on a Sunday morning, you knock on somebody's door looking for your dog, and he opens up. That face is what shows up as Sam Howell.
That is Sam Howell, yeah.
He's always looking fresh.
Him and Matthew Stafford, constant nap face.
I haven't seen your dog. I don't know. So there's 2 things that strike me about the New York Jets. One of them, they have canceled next week's mandatory minicamp.
Yes.
Why would they do that?
Because they're going to have an extra week of practice before the Hall of Fame game.
Robert Saleh doesn't care about that. I think Aaron Rodgers didn't want to do it. And to save Aaron Rodgers' face and Jets' face, because who's really wearing the pants now? He's like, yeah, you know what? Let's just take the week off. That way you don't have to explain why Aaron Rodgers isn't there. Aaron Rodgers is there, but it's like, oh, he's doing everything but the 11-on-11 work. Oh, Aaron Rodgers. So rather than make it look like a problem, Saleh's like, yeah, we're all taking the week off.
I don't know about that. Coaches have done that before when they have the Hall of Fame game. And
my conspiracy theory, and I like it.
And the reason why they do that is because it makes them very popular in the locker room for that week. Hey, you get the week off. When really, like, when you come back for practice for the Hall of Fame game, I'm going to work you like a dog. Like that's and he's a defensive minded coach. I just feel like that's where we're headed with that.
Saleh says about Aaron Rodgers, there have been some wow moments. Yeah, I bet, like, wow, this guy's weird.
Well, of course.
Or wow, he's really old.
Wow, he just handed me a Werther's original. Oh my God. Peter Longwood says the kid was 14 years old and asked the guy who got the ball to have the ball back because he touched it first. And the guy said, go pound sand.
I love it.
Good for him. You get nothing for not asking. But yeah, that was an appropriate response. Probably. Feel bad for the kid, though. I do feel bad. If that were me, well, here's the thing, though. If the guy who ultimately ended up with it was a Diamondbacks fan and he saw a Cubs fan asking for a Cubs home run, I would take the ball and I'd say, yeah, sure. And then I'd like to throw it to him and I'd throw it over his head onto the field.
Wow.
Go Diamondbacks.
Also, Robert Saleh is 5 years older than Aaron Rodgers.
And?
That's just how old Aaron Rodgers is.
Well, Aaron Rodgers is very old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think we already established that.
Yeah.
Thanks, Keon. All right, we're going to take a break.
To be exact.
When we come back, now we're going to talk about Aaron Rodgers' old team for a moment. And we've got on this date in Big Georgia sports history, too. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
For the ones who know safety isn't a catchphrase, it's a culture. And the ones who help make sure everyone makes it home safe. For the safety-minded who watch everyone's backs, Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry, as well as safety assessments and training to keep your facilities safe and your people safer. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
When you run a business, you need to be in control. And while you can't control everything that happens in the world of business, you can definitely take control of your utility expenses with the help of Harmon Solar. Give them a call and see how your company can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
Gilbert worked in retail and restaurant management for 14 years. It was time for a change.
I recognized where I was at was vulnerable to the whims of the economy.
Then he heard about My Computer Career. Gilbert went for it.
In as little as 7 months, I got all of my certifications at a fraction of a cost for college.
He became an IT pro in just months with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
I can work from anywhere. I have more time for my family as well.
It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
This is Joan, enjoying some me time up on the rim. This is Simon and his friends paddling the Salt River. And this is Brad. Brad is, well, no one knows where Brad is. What they all have in common is that they went to azmvdnow.gov to quickly and easily renew their registration or 30 other services. So go to azmvdnow.gov and get more time to enjoy all the things you love.
Sponsored by ADOT in partnership with the Arizona Broadcasters Association and this station.
When it comes to covering the high school sports scene in Arizona, AZ Preps 365 has all the answers. Every Saturday morning from 8 until 10, they break down games, interview the newsmakers, talk with coaches from around the state, and stay up to date with what's happening with prep athletes and breaking news from the Arizona prep scene. It's AZ Preps 365, 8 till 10 Saturday mornings on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
1580 The Fanatic.
And at 1580thefanatic.com.
Your home for sports.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Oh man, the Heat are already blowing out the Nuggets 7-4.
Just underway, man.
I know, I'm just mocking everyone.
Huh?
Because I know they're going to say, hey, Jeffrey, you said the Nuggets are going to blow out the Heat. I stand by that. I stand by that until it doesn't happen. Then I disavow any knowledge of that statement.
You're saying the Nuggies blow out the Heat tonight?
Yes. I said it earlier.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. If you're just joining us, the Heat will blow out the Nuggets. See, I'm just hedging my bets. 5 o'clock listeners think I'm a genius, or vice versa. A lot of people listen to the entire show, though, don't they?
Yeah.
It's not going to fly. All right, fine. Anyway, yeah, I have predicted that the Nuggets will blow out the Heat tonight.
By 20 or more.
I said 15-20.
I believe it was 20 or more.
I said no, Keon. I said 15-20.
Likely 15 to 20.
Likely 20.
Thought he said 20 or more.
No, you're just trying to make it worse for me.
No, I'm pretty sure he said 20 or more.
I did not say 20 or more.
Keon, he said 20 or more.
No, he said 15 to 20.
That's what I thought.
I cannot tell a lie.
And by the way,
I thought right there.
As they say, 15 will get you 20. All right. 888-368-1580. All right. So we were talking about Aaron Rodgers and the Jets a minute ago.
Yeah.
And his old team still just trying to make sure like everything is great. Jordan Love's going to be amazing. And I feel like they're overhyping everybody. Even Romeo Dobbs. Yeah, Romeo Dobbs. I guess LaFleur is like, oh, he's done some unbelievable things.
Romeo Dobbs has.
I mean, he looked really damn good.
Unbelievable.
Second half of last year, he looked really damn.
Well, I had to find out what these unbelievable things were, so I did a little research, and here are the unbelievable things he has done. First, he made his thumb detach in an amazing illusion. People were wowed.
Okay, unbelievable.
Then he pulled a quarter out of Jordan Love's ear.
That's unbelievable.
He did a breakdance routine to Celine Dion.
Well, that's hard to do. That's unbelievable.
Then he broke down and cleaned a carburetor and reassembled it in just under 8 minutes.
Amazing. Simply because we're more electronic fuel injection. That's unbelievable.
He then drove a manual transmission without it stalling once.
What? That's unbelievable.
He then explained that all electricity that powers the internet weighs about the same as a single apricot.
That is unbelievable.
Then right there on the spot, he did a heart transplant on a penguin using a keychain and an ace bandage.
Oh my God, really?
And then he solved the 7 unsolvable math problems. The Riemann hypothesis, the P versus NP problem, the Birch and Swinnerton-Dyer conjecture, the Hodge conjecture, the Navier-Stokes equation, the Yang-Mills theory, and the Poincare conjecture.
That is unbelievable.
Coach was mad because he went over his X's and O's.
Oh, yeah.
And then
sometimes things have to be.
He won an argument with his wife.
Unbelievable.
And afterwards, she made him a sandwich.
Made him a sandwich? Unbelievable.
LaFleur ain't lying.
No.
Just saying.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Sean McVay didn't lie. So I don't know what. I've learned to love even more Dan Campbell. When he first showed up, I thought Dan Campbell was he was a knucklehead. And turns out he's a pretty good coach.
Yeah.
Turns out all that gonna bite their kneecaps off stuff or whatever the hell he said
somehow.
And so he goes on there and he's talking to his people. He's like, Goff is a lot better now with us than he was when he was a Ram.
Yes.
He's so much better with us than he was, being mishandled, I guess, by the Rams.
Yeah.
So they asked Sean McVay about it. Sean McVay is like, there's no way I can fight this man. I can't take Dan Campbell in a fight. So he's going low at the kneecaps. I got to go high. And he says, I think Jared's played at a really high level. He says, I'll tell you, though, when you watch what he did last year, he played great. And I think, and this is where he takes credit, because he's so conscientious, repetition is the mother of learning. So basically, Sean McVay says, sure, he's doing better now. He's had more years to practice at it. It has nothing to do with him being a Lion. It's just time served.
Which is wild because Sean McVay killed that dude's confidence.
He sure did.
He just decided, nah, I don't even like you anymore.
So all of Sean McVay's, and there's a huge paragraph that he says, but it's all just basically that, he's got these guys involved and he's doing great. I'm really impressed with that. But he's like, yeah, sure, he's better. He's played longer. What more do you want?
But he's played longer in a system where they let him read the defense, Sean.
Hey, Sean, had he played longer for you under that idea, he'd have done better. And if your thought process is the longer you play, the better you get, well, why'd you give him up?
He'd still be your quarterback.
I think he's probably still better off with Stafford.
Probably.
He's got a Super Bowl with it.
But it's just Sean McVay is such a young coach that if you thought the guy could get better and actually be an NFL starting caliber quarterback, even though Stafford is better, Goff would have been there longer. You could win more Super Bowls. You don't have Stafford in his prime and his bad elbow.
I just loved it. Just that sort of, okay, I got to be real careful what I say here. Dan Campbell wanted an actual Lion at practice. Be very careful what you say next. This is all in his head.
Yeah.
Don't mention chunky soup. So Fish Tank says, we talking about Dobbs or Chuck Norris? I would not be surprised at this point if Chuck Norris is Dobbs' daddy.
That's unbelievable.
That would be unbelievable if you look at the two of them.
So do you guys give a crap when your team's you wearing throwback uniforms?
No.
Does it move the needle for you at all?
Not me, but maybe for Keon.
Yeah, I do.
Really?
I like them. Yeah.
Really?
Usually the throwbacks of the uniforms that they wore when I was growing up. Yeah.
I can't get excited. You know why? Because we're still wearing them.
Yeah.
The Colts are still wearing their original uniforms.
Yeah.
I was going through because I was setting up my YouTube TV and I went across the NFL network and they're playing Super Bowl III and the Colts were in it. And I'm like, it's the same damn uniforms.
Yeah.
Nothing has changed. And I'm like, I'm okay with that. I'm like, it's kind of comforting. I'm like, I actually marked that DVR. I'm gonna go back and watch that game. Even though I won't like the outcome. But so anyway, what were they saying? All right. So the Seahawks, they're saying they're going to wear throwback uniforms for week 8.
Oh, they're good uniforms.
That's what I'm saying.
They're actually good. I mean, the old ones look better than the new ones by so much.
Yeah, bring them back.
It's a drastic improvement, actually.
Instead of throwback, how about some throwouts for those horrible neon colors and bring back your original stuff.
I have never liked their new uniforms. The ones that they wore when I was a kid were better.
Yeah.
The ones that they wore in the 80s were better.
Yep.
Every version of their uniform before this one was the best version of their uniform.
Bobby Wagner likes them. He says, "Oh, they're fire. Oh, they're very fire.
They're fire.
Fuego."
I don't know how Ralph feels about that. Ralph probably just loves the damn fluorescence.
He does.
He does. But I'm pretty sure Ralph will tell you that the old school ones are better too.
Well, we'll have to get him on and find out about that.
If he ever stops ducking you guys.
He's ducking us. He's ducking us for sure right now.
I don't know about that.
Then the further the Dodgers fall back, I think the harder and harder it is that suddenly, where's Ralph?
It's now 4-2 Diamondbacks. Longo with an RBI double.
It's now 14-12 Heat over Nuggets, but the gap has closed and the Dodgers are, still 6-6 with the Reds. 888-368-1580. And are you ready for this, Randy? Let's just do this.
I am ready. Let's do it.
All right, stop watching the game for a minute. Let's do this.
All right.
It's time now for On This Date in Big George's sports history. Back in the year 1938, in a game against the Boston Red Sox, Cleveland Indians pitcher Johnny Allen stormed off the mound and did not return when umpire Bill McGowan ordered him to cut off his distracting, dangling sweatshirt sleeve. The shirt wound up in the Hall of Fame, but the Lenore, North Carolina native did not. Yeah, he was the first. Did I tell you what he was the first in? He was the first dumb pitcher injury. Yeah, during the All-Star break, he suffered that they said was an unknown injury, but some claimed he slipped on a bar of soap in the shower.
Oh, no.
And he never was as good again. He retired in 1944.
Oh, no.
Oh, what a way for your career to just be over.
Soap in the shower. I mean, that's not as bad as, say, a drone chopping off part of your finger.
Oh, yeah.
All these other dumbass ways that the pitchers have been hurting themselves lately, but he was the pioneer.
Man.
So,
that's too bad.
But, almost 100 years ago, man.
Oh, yeah. It's true.
Isn't that weird?
To think about that, yeah.
No, it's 2023.
Mm-hmm.
We were in like this when we were kids in the 70s and 80s. We would look back at the 40s and be like, holy God, that was a long time ago. And now we're like, holy God, it's almost 100 years ago. Oh, my God, we're old.
Wonder what happened on this date in 1923.
This was 1938. I don't know. I don't care what happened in 23.
You don't care what happened 100 years ago today?
No, because it's not going to make me happy, because it's going to be something I could probably relate to. It's going to be something I'm like, because I see some of the Art Deco and I'm like, hey, that looks pretty good. And then I realize, oh, I'm old. Historian sent us something that happened in 1942. It said the Japanese Navy withdrew after losing 4 fleet carriers plus other assorted warships to the Navy in the Battle of Midway. That was a great video game, by the way, too.
On this date, 1923,
yeah,
Howard Carter opens the burial chamber of Egyptian pharaoh Tutankhamun.
Ooh, King Tut. Yep. How'd you get so funky?
Yeah. Yeah.
They had a workup on him, and you know what he looked like when they reconstructed everything? That new kid who plays the Flash. Looked almost exactly like him.
No kidding.
Yeah. I'm not kidding. Look it up.
Huh. Looks exactly like Ezra Miller.
Pretty much, yeah. No eyebrows, because, back then they shaved off the eyebrows.
Well,
you put eyebrows, you're like, oh, good God, it's Ezra Miller.
No kidding.
Yeah.
I'll be damned.
Listen, you want some more sport facts?
Why not?
Sure. I collect them, but I never use them. I have a giant stack of just random sports thoughts and facts.
Okay. I feel like we need some sort of sports fact knowledge music or something.
Well, I don't know. We don't need it, because you're just going to play the same damn 5 songs that you play every time we try to find music.
I was waiting for that.
I already know what's coming. See, it's not really sports fact music. That's epic music. Erectinator says, butthole surfers, remember them? Of course we remember them. Go ahead, Randy, get it out of your system. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, I won't play any more music.
Okay. Do you know where the phrase hands down comes from? And it's
No.
not what they yelled at Pee Wee Herman in that theater back in the 90s. Hands down. You know where it comes from?
No.
Hands down, he's the best. Well, the phrase hands down comes from horse racing. If a jockey was so far in the lead, he could drop his hands and loosen the reins, and that's what it meant. He was winning hands down.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. So there you go.
That's pretty cool.
And now you know.
Do you know who the Baby Ruth candy bar was named after?
Babe Ruth.
You are incorrect.
Okay, that was going to be my guess too.
At least that's what the candy company claimed. As they say, they were named after President Grover Cleveland's daughter, Ruth. But she died from diphtheria 17 years before the candy bars came out. But I think what it was, they didn't want to pay Babe Ruth. And so then somebody challenged him. And I'm like, somebody look something up quick. Google it. I don't know. And that's why. So
they're claiming that it was named after the president's daughter that died,
Baby Ruth.
So here's a tragic loss of a child, and your first thought
we're going to go
was,
ahead and make money on this.
by naming a candy bar after her.
To be fair, a lot of people with diphtheria die of nougat. So
die of nougat.
Too much nougat.
Too much
in the
nougat?
blood system.
I didn't know Baby Ruth had nougat.
Yeah.
Okay.
I figure all of them have nougat. I don't know what's in the Baby Ruth, but pretty sure there's nougat. All right. So do you know, go ahead. When do you think the first ever NBA game was held in Canada?
Canada.
Yeah, just throw out a guess.
On this date in 1920.
You are incorrect, Keon.
I was going to say 1968.
2 over. So Randy wins. Price is Right rules.
Damn.
It was November 1st, 1946.
See?
The Knicks played an old team called the Toronto Huskies in Toronto.
Yeah. Wonder what their uniforms look like.
No idea.
Probably just a bunch of pitch tents out there.
Probably way better than the Seahawks uniforms.
Oh,
no, have to be.
Anything's better than that.
And hockey players will tell you, those aren't uniforms. Those are sweaters.
Well, that's true, yeah.
Don't call it a jersey.
No, it's not jersey. Sweater.
Blissel Hayes, you should mind your own damn business. He says you should play country music for my sake. No. That should give him a 5-minute penalty.
Yeah, sorry.
On the next show.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I'm writing it down.
How dare you, Blissel Hayes?
Yeah, I'm going to have to blow the whistle on that one.
All right, guys, go enjoy the Nuggets blowing out the Heat. We'll see you tomorrow at 3 p.m. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Gilbert worked in retail and restaurant management for 14 years. It was time for a change.
I recognized where I was at was vulnerable to the whims of the economy.
Then he heard about My Computer Career. Gilbert went for it.
In as little as 7 months, I got all of my certifications at a fraction of a cost for college.
He became an IT pro in just months with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
I can work from anywhere. I have more time for my family as well.
It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
When it comes to covering the high school sports scene in Arizona, AZ Preps 365 has all the answers. Every Saturday morning from 8 until 10, they break down games, interview the newsmakers, talk with coaches from around the state, and stay up to date with what's happening with prep athletes and breaking news from the Arizona prep scene. It's AZ Preps 365, 8 till 10 Saturday mornings on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Hello, everyone. Desert Equity Lending is back again with a mortgage product